Hey, can anybody hear me? For some reason my stream isn't allowing me to, see the chat. I'm gonna have to start a little early here. Hello? Okay, I see the chat on, my screen right here. But I don't see it on OBS, and for some reason when I try to get on the stream on my phone, it's not letting me do it. So that's really, really weird. I'm trying to see if I can fix that. Can anybody hear me alright? I'm trying to see if I can get into this the stream from my laptop, because for some reason when I try to go on my phone, like how I usually do, it's just not letting me do it. I can go in my previous streams, and it's not because it's live either. Oh, wait, now we're good. Okay, alrighty, crisis averted. I don't know why the chat isn't picking up on OBS, but as long as y'all are here, that's fine. And I can see it from my phone anyway. Okay. Give me a second. But welcome to another... Oh, turn the mic up. Okay. Okay, how is this? I had to turn up the mic on, the actual microphone, because... on OBS, it's pretty much at max. It's okay now. Alright, sweet. Now then. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? Okay. Sorry, the gain was showing, really, really high. But yeah, great to see everybody. I see a lot of familiar faces. Mr., Periodic Peterson, a newcomer, Shin Megami Tensei, nice to see you again. I seen you from the Team Jack stream. Sky Slasher, Angry Brony, sorry I said PL Ray. Number one rival. Welcome to another episode of Kaiser versus the World. It's been a minute since the last time we did this. It's been a hot minute since the last time we did this, 110%. But I saw it, but I won't give spoilers. Yeah, first off, don't give spoilers about the death battle. Thank you, please. All right? Got my popcorn. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered here today to witness something absolutely magical, absolutely special, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Maka versus RWBY death battle. This has been something that's been anticipated for the longest time, whether you're a fan or not much of a fan of RWBY. The thing is, though, is that this matchup has always had a bit of a caveat, cause, as you can probably imagine, Death Battle has been kind of screwy a little bit when it comes to RWBY matchups. The first one obviously being Tifa versus Yang left a sour taste in everybody's freaking mouth. Just flat out, Tifa should have won that death battle, 110%. And I think even they themselves kind of denounced that and the way that they determine that shit. And there's a really good video. Not a video, sorry. It wasn't a video. It was like a thread or something that talked about exactly, why Yang basically had zero freaking chance. But yeah, so there's that. Then there's the death battle between Weiss and Mitsuru from Persona 3, which Mitsuru won that death battle. I was genuinely surprised because at the time, at least, it seemed like a pretty close fight. Granted, given however you like to scale SMT characters nowadays, probably a complete stomp, sure. But, you know. Let me see. Thoughts on Robo manga, Kaiser. I mean, I love it. I love everything about Robo. I've seen like most installments. I've read most of the mangas. It's great shit. I'm actually a big fan of Death Battle. Yeah, I've been a fan of Death Battle since 2014. My very first Death Battle that I've ever seen was Link versus Cloud round 1. That was some banger shit back in the day. Even though Cloud should have probably won at that point, but still. Given that Twitter isn't currently on fire, I'm gonna guess Maka and Soul ended up winning, but I'll keep my fingers crossed until I see it. Alright, true. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, but then there's the Blake versus Mikasa death battle, which I've seen a lot of people get very mixed opinions about that. I know jack shit about... Excuse me, sneeze. I don't remember jack shit about Attack on Titan. I haven't seen past season 3. So if there's some crazy scaling that would put Mikasa above Blake, I would honestly not believe it. I would honestly not be surprised. Mitsuru should have done the Weiss what Hulk did to Loki. I mean, okay, if the scaling is right on that, then sure. But the what was it? The overall determining like verdict that they gave was, you know, completely on point. It's the Mikasa versus Blake one that's bullshit. Not seen any of the other RWBY fights. I did see the Yang fight, and that was maybe a bit before I dropped Death Battle. Oh shit, Pete, dog. Alrighty. It was so turbo ass. Bless you. Thank you guys so much. My first was Sonic versus Mario round 1. Okay, cool. Let's see. I believe the first step I watched was Ryu Hayabusa versus Strider Hiryu. That was a fire fight, dog. That was really, really good. And I think the verdict on that matchup still holds up to this day, I think. I could be wrong, though. Blake versus Mikasa isn't bad because it was inaccurate. It was bad because it was boring. I mean, yeah, the animation was turbo ass. 100%. Like, in terms of, like, the actual fight, Death Battle, like, there are some fights in Death Battle where are like, okay, like, the even whether however you feel about the matchup and what the verdict is on it, what was it? What's the word? The animation and the fight choreography and all that shit, it can either be really, really good or really, really basic or really, really lazy. You know what I mean? I think mine was Carnage versus Lucy. Okay. The first was Silver versus Trunk. Oh, sweet. Strider doesn't beat Ryu. Oh, okay. My mistake, man. Alright. My first was Doom Guy versus Chief round 1. Yo, that was fire. I can't remember my first, but my favorites are easily Dio versus Alucard and Joko versus Giorno. What? Yeah, those are pretty good ones. One of my favorites, of course, bias, obviously, is the Mega Man Battle Royale Death Battle. But I feel like the animation for that could have been a bit better. Let me see. What's another, like, really, really, really favorite of mine? I think one of my actual favorites in terms of the fighting animation is Jonathan Joestar versus Tanjiro. I think that's like one of their best in terms of visual storytelling because they did a lot of editing tricks from both series that kind of like meld together in a seamless way. That really, really, really work. Have you seen Soul Eater? I have seen, yes, I have, like years and years ago. But I never read the manga. Yeah, poor Volnart, dog. Guess my fave is Lucario versus Renamon. I remember that one being decent. Yeah. Oh, you're mad? I couldn't tell. Yeah, I know. I kept it as a really big secret, guys. And this is coming from a guy, by the way, who does not like Demon Slayer. Tanjiro versus Jonathan, easily one of their best. 110%. Wait, didn't they do Yang versus Bakugo? No, that was DBX. Dante versus Bayonetta was also... Okay, that's another one of my favorites. Yeah, 100%. Anyways, but going back to to the RWBY side of things, okay, people? It all started with this tweet, which I have no idea why the hell this managed to get as many views as it did, but here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to question it, okay? I retweeted this death battle after, I believe, the previous one was Hulk versus Godzilla. I know saying X fan base will not survive is cringe, but the RWBY fan base will absolutely not survive. Holy shit. Oh, that was so funny. DC upscale! I need you deep sea upscale! And of course, you know, some people crashed out about it. Can you zoom in? Oh, I think okay, maybe I can do it a little bit more. Man. My top two right now are Eggman versus Bowser and Bill versus Discord. I don't think I ever seen the second one. Actually, I think I did. I didn't even bother. I kind of deep sea upscale. I didn't even bother like looking at the actual like analysis because I don't give a fuck about My Little Pony. I just want Bill to win. I forgot who won that actually. Zero versus Metal Sonic was okay, but the sound effects in that battle was garbage. Yeah. Granted, they didn't do my boy Zero dirty. And that's all I fucking care about, okay? You know what I mean? But yeah, people have been crashing out because a lot of the things I've said about this battle. But I think we all know who should obviously be the winner at the end of all this, right? I think it's very, very, very blatant who has the W. My top two is Popeye versus Saitama. Oh my god, I forgot all about that one. That one, holy shit, that was amazing. Bill won the fight, but Discord got the last laugh. Okay, true. We all know, yeah. They did my boy Metal dirty. Yeah. In Demon Slayer, what are your favorite characters that you want to make a video? I'm gonna be so dead ass. I have not gone past season 2 of Demon Slayer. Like, I do not really like the story of Demon Slayer all that much. Thoughts on Ultron versus Sigma? I mean, Ultron was a stomp, obviously. Like, I had no, illusions about who would win that fight, but the actual fight was pretty cool. I feel like there was more they probably could have done to spice it up a little bit, but other than that, yeah, pretty fire. Fucking Soul can cut through immaterial objects, and Genie Hunter in manga suppresses Black Bud madness. He can fly at bullet time as a death sight. If RWBY isn't cooked, we're eating raw steak by the end of this. Yeah, for real, dog. Like, let's go down the list, okay? Hold on. Maka... Like, I have been scouring over the internet in regards to this matchup in particular. I know Versus Battle Wiki, some of y'all are gonna be, oh, don't use Versus Battle Wiki. Shut up, bitch. Anyway, I do what I want. But, like, in terms of basic scaling, they have it down packed. Like, in terms of, like, the basic stuff and calculations, they are all right in regards to that. But basically, the long and short of it is that Maka is physically stronger, definitely faster, or has way more, like, scaling towards light speed. Whereas I don't have any idea how this site managed to scale RWBY to light speed at all. has definitely way better durability. The things that knock out RWBY's aura in her show is like tissue paper to people in Soul Eater, even from the anime, okay? And then, basically, when going into her abilities from the manga, she has like a Super Saiyan form that's just factually giving her more strength and power and boosts all her stats. I think she has some sort of precog because she can sense souls and spiritual energy, which, surprise, surprise, Aura is one of those things. And speaking of that, Maka can just literally cancel out RWBY's powers. Like every single one of them. Because of this Soul Adagio shit. Which, by the way, that is the most chuny yet baller ass name ever. Like, look at this shit. In fact, the first time, apparently, in the manga, that Maka and Soul use Soul Adagio, where they literally hack into somebody's soul and cancel out their spiritual powers. Maka can withstand a gun. Can RWBY? I rest my case. I mean, true, yeah. Basically, what they did... Okay, they did it here too, but this is not the first time they did it. Hold on. I gotta get the actual panel where they do... You know what? Fuck it. They're going to do that. But basically, Soul used this power while Maka was fighting against an opponent that was significantly faster than them. So, they already have that level of experience just going into this. Like 110%. There is no reason that they should lose this fight. Like, the only thing that RWBY has is that, okay, she has a bit more mobility, which is true. Because of her semblance, you know, she has a bit more mobility there. And she has, like, elemental bullets that she barely freaking uses. That's it. Are Silver Eyes connected to Aura? Probably not, but they are a spiritual power. And even then, even if you want to say that, because, like, the Silver Eyes thing has been, like, the linchpin for a lot of people's arguments about this matchup. Silver Eyes has no business working. Right? Have you seen the next time? Don't spoil the next time. Don't spoil the next matchup. He hasn't seen the video yet. Yeah. Adam carrying RWBY scaling for real? I mean, maybe, probably. But, like, there are more arguments to say that RWBY should absolutely get stomped because of Soul Adagio than Silver Eyes ever working on the Black Blood. Because the Black Blood was not created by some god of darkness or whatever. It was scientifically and sort of semi-magically created. But I don't remember the exact lore, so we're about to get into it. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to try to full screen it as best as I can. Are y'all ready? Because let's get ready to rumble! Okay, hold on. We got, what was it? Gotta check the audio. To make sure it's, like, working here. Fight! Okay, I'm pretty sure that came through. I'm pretty sure that audio came through. Alright, sweet. Was it too loud? Because I'm gonna be yapping and yakety in between all of this. Seeing the episodes, hope you enjoy. Let's go on. I want to get back to Gundam C. Oh, okay, now you're just trying to trigger me. Alright. Well, if it's not too loud for y'all... let's just get into it. And I'm gonna full screen it.
Ruby Rose versus Maka Albarn.
The battle of spunky teens with oversized gardening tools. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I mean, the animation looks sweet, just going into this.
I remember when Mama Boomstick read me bedtime fairy tales. Stories of heroes and warnings about eating those little berries and quicksand. So much quicksand.
Yet in the world of Remnant, fairy tales are real. Here, huntresses do battle
Until they're not. I mean, essentially just like the fairy tales only amount to just freaking aesthetics and not much else. But hey. All right? Listen. Nobody in chat be a hater right now, okay? We gotta keep it under wraps. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
with monstrous Grimm, and there was nothing more exciting than that to Ruby Rose.
Daughter to the world-renowned huntress.
Age 17 years, blah, 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 likes books, cool weapons, her family penny. Two of these things have not been true since like volume 2, but I digress. Official VTuber. Oh yeah, she is a VTuber now. I thought she stopped doing that. Or are they like still doing it? I don't remember. Was that really a childhood fear? Don't answer that. No problem. Yeah, guys, no hating Rubes, okay? Listen, the DC upscaling will save her, alright, guys?
Summer, who disappeared. Little Red really wanted nothing more than to be a huntress.
Her dedication paid off. Admitted into Beacon Academy 2 years ahead, a premier school for huntsmen and huntresses, Ruby clearly showed prodigious talent.
Not just that, she's got
Which we never gotten any signs of her being prodigious compared to other people her age. Which, it would have been nice to actually see characters who are like, you know, in like places like Signal, like the lower level huntsman schools, like see how they are compared to Ruby. I don't know.
Weapon geek gene just like yours truly. Ruby doesn't leave home without her trusty Crescent Rose. It may look like a high-tech scythe, and it is, but it's also a gun. Ruby...
Oh no, not the VTuber feat. Maka is cooked now. No! Anyway.
It may look like a high-tech scythe, and it is, but it's also a gun. Ruby made Crescent Rose herself. It's like a dance between Grim Reaper's Choice and a bolt-action sniper rifle.
A dance is fitting, as...
Wait a second. Dust. Fire, lightning, gravity, steam. Wait, there's steam dust? What the heck? What? The hell is steam dust? What? What? World building and Ruby? Come on, Kaiser, you're asking too much. Ah, I understand. Alright, my bad. Yeah, I you know what? That's just me being a hater again. Hard light dust. When does she ever use hard light or stone dust? Like, what? Is this some kind of, like, standard issue thing? Because I ain't never seen her use, like, 3 of these things. How do you turn steam into dust? I don't know. Can it play Silk Song? Steam hopper. I don't know. Heat up ice dust? I mean, well, then it's not even steam dust, then. What the fuck? I counter DC scaling with Fire Force scaling. Oh, yeah! Almost forgot! Freaking Fire Force is canon to Soul Eater. So, I have no idea what the end of Fire Force is. I've only seen 3 seasons of the show. Or 2 seasons of the show. I forget. But there is no freaking shot. If you had to set up a Ruby fight, what do you think would be the best matchup for her? I do not know, man. Like, almost every other character in fiction beyond just, like, a really street-level thug would absolutely mollywop her. How does one turn dust into steam? I don't know, man. I'm not gonna question it. It's a cartoon, rival! It's a cartoon! Fuck off.
Men are locked in a never-ending waltz in their battle with the Grimm.
Crescent Rose can switch between sniper and scythe at the press of a button. Ruby's an old hand at flinging and moving it exactly how she wants, despite it being, like, bigger than she is. How does she do it with those noodle arms? The girl can't even throw a punch.
Well, she might not need...
Which is really, really dumb. Like, whatever. People complained about that shit for years. I'm not gonna bother with it.
Given the strength of her aura. All living beings in Remnant have an aura, except
I mean, yeah, but you can use that aura to enhance your physical stats, so she should be able to throw a fucking punch. Like, I don't know, man.
creatures like Grimm, though not all of them can utilize it in combat without extensive training. See, aura forms a barrier that...
How about Hunter x Hunter? I mean, if you go... Okay, do not use anyone from the Chimera arc onwards, and it's fair. Alright? Any character before the Chimera Ant arc would... I would have a hard time determining whether or not they would win against RWBY, to be honest. So, you know what? That's a pretty fair matchup.
Blocks fatal blows and even heals.
It can make weapons stronger too when RWBY slaps a
Hold on.
cartridge of dust into Crescent Rose. Her aura lights up nature's wrath in man's hand.
Wait, how does her aura have anything to do with that? I thought they were like casings, and she just shoots it at them. She doesn't control it with her aura. Wait, what? See, now even Death Battle is getting it messed up because none of the shit is properly explained in the show. Hisoka's scary. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that Hisoka would still win, but he would have a hard time against RWBY. Like, I would not be surprised. If Yen can be used to enhance your physical abilities, can't Aura be used the same way? I mean, it should, from everything we've been shown. But the show kind of likes to pick and choose how that works.
Dramatic, but accurate. This dust represents the base elements of the world. Fire, electricity, ice, wind, anti-gravity. Does that...
Let's see. Aura, barrier... Why? Okay. Enhanced physique, healing, senses... Enhanced senses? Since when? I'm sorry. When has aura ever really been used to enhance somebody's senses? Like, that has never been, like, a thing ever since Pyrrha's explanation in Volume 1. And even then, you could just argue that that's, like, kind of Ren's instincts when the Taijutsu was creeping up on him, right? Typical DB contrivance. I mean, yeah, Death Battle can be kind of screwy when it comes to that. Yeah, but Ren literally used that skill one time, and then no other character has ever freaking done it. Whereas I'm pretty sure that freaking Maka has precognition and can actually have enhanced senses. Or restorative items. What the hell? Where are you oh my god, it's from the video game. Guys, they're using the video game. I can feel it. Semblance, pedal burst, superhuman speed, teleport. How is it teleportation? Hold the fuck up. Oh, no. No. Anyway.
Last one count?
Rule of cool, Wiz. She's got the eyes of a hawk, and when she shoots you with dust, a bullet wound's the last thing you'll be worried about. With enough of a boost, ice dust can freeze over whole mechs, and she can power up her kicks to crater.
RWBY's dust should be comparable to Weiss's, which was able to kill a Queen Lantern that had previously survived a 3.6 kiloton explosion. Okay, but like... Weiss needed a bunch of dust in order to do it. Like, what are you talking about? We have no way of determining how much dust that she even keeps as a cartridge, or if the strength of dust is dependent on, like, how much you have, right? Kaiser, you understand. They have to give RWBY something resembling a chance against Maka, otherwise they'll redefine the definition of a curb stomp. Yo, video game upscale!
Military-grade steel.
A person's aura may be limited, but RWBY can keep track of hers with this handy health bar on her not-smartphone.
RWBY blasted through Huntress classes with flying colors. Almost right away, she was appointed the leader of her own group, with Weiss Schnee, Blake Belladonna, and Big Sis Yang Xiaolong. Oh, I get it! Team RWBY.
But
You know what? I'm not even gonna question it. I was about to say, dog, you had 3 other Death Battle with these bitches, dog.
RWBY's hope for many years of learning with her friends would be dashed as evil machinations spread like wildfire. And with a flash of silver light, Beacon had fallen.
Ruby's friends? Dead. Her school? Totally wrecked. Her sister? Disarmed. All because of a lover's spat that went way too far.
Salem saw the world divided, and it was time to say goodbye to any happily ever after.
But Ruby wouldn't give up like that, so she set off to change the world.
Even as Crescent Rose began to feel heavier and heavier. Could she really save the world like her fairy tale heroes? All she did is what she's always done and never stopped moving forward.
Because Crescent Rose wasn't the only thing she needed. She had to improve her semblance too.
Right, well,
Did she? I mean, she didn't really improve her semblance at all. Like, all she has ever really done throughout the series is the same stuff. The only difference is that freaking, is she, apparently, no one has ever explained to her what her superpower is. Which is the dumbest shit imaginable. No, she didn't. Weiss had to help her with classes. They were barely passing in volume. Ah, fuck it. Never mind. Listen, this is the Death Battle upscaling, okay? Death Battle is upscaling RWBY's writing, alright? Oh, holy shit. Guys, I could fix her. You better not be talking about Salem, dog. You better fucking die. It was a training arc in the volume 7 and 8. I mean, yeah, but, like, her semblance didn't even improve. Like, again, she didn't... Like, she wasn't really shown as being that much faster. Like, she improved the speed of her semblance, kind of, to, like, some unquantifiable amount. But, like, other than that, she kind of gets her ass kicked a lot despite that.
Aura is essentially the manifestation of one's soul. The semblance is an expression of their personality.
Basically, it's a superpower farmed by Aura. And Ruby's got super speed. Or a teleport? Or what is she doing exactly?
Close. This is Petal Burst, a mixture of speed, teleportation, and intangibility. RWBY can...
Wait, how was it I guess, in a way it is, because you're kind of disassembling your own matter and then putting it somewhere else, I guess. But yeah, also the visual effects for the analyses for Death Battle have been going up and up and up. There are very few different explanations for how RWBY's power works, each very different from the other, to a point where they don't line up, hence why Death Battle put teleportation down. Yeah, basically. Even the RWBY power scaler experts don't understand her semblance.
Is Petal Burst, a mixture of speed, teleportation, and intangibility. RWBY can rocket from one point to another in milliseconds.
By literally bursting into petals.
Sort of. According to Best Robo Girl Penny, RWBY's semblance is extremely complex and variable. It involves breaking her body down to its molecular...
Other characters like Mercury have struck RWBY mid-petal burst before, but this was before she fully understood the ability. She could later phase through attacks more regularly. I mean, kinda? Like, I feel like it's less that, oh, her semblance actually improved, and more so that the writers kind of remembered, oh, right, that's how it works. You know what I mean? And also, you could argue that that's probably because of the fact that Mercury was more than likely, faster than RWBY as well. There's also that. And also I'm pretty sure other characters like Neo have hit RWBY mid-petal burst.
Zooming off in complex paths, negating
Hey Mecca, how you doing?
the laws of mass entirely.
AKA Super Speed Plus. And Nora's best girl. RWBY's Petal Burst is...
Wait, what? Is that... Wait, what? That was random, dog.
so quick she can make...
Alright, Mecca, don't spoil, I swear to God.
Flying missiles look completely still. Good luck tagging her with a bullet or a breadstick.
I mean, it's not super hard. Half of the time during these fights, she's just standing around waiting to get shot.
Only quick enough to give Emerald and Mercury a hard time, and they've
For some dumbass reason.
dodged actual lightning.
She's faster than Blake, who could keep up with the most cringe faunus of all, Adam Taurus.
Well, he did draw his sword fast enough to parry an actual particle beam. In real life, such a beam is created by accelerating charged particles to just under light speed.
So, that's impressive.
With such a powerful...
I mean, okay, so they're using the atom scaling for her speed. Interesting. I feel like, I'm pretty sure that's like the most consistent way to have scaled, but even then, RWBY and Blake mainly only fought together like a handful of times during the series, and there's barely all that much of a way to show that they are comparable to each other. You know what I mean? See what I mean by atom scaling? Yeah, basically. He's an edgelord, of course he's cringe, yeah. They should do a Penny versus Zane from Ninjago. I mean, Zane would probably win, but that would be a fire fight. That was like my favorite character from that show. But yeah, the guy holding up the best RWBY feat. Yeah, basically. And then they never do anything that impressive ever again.
Ability, RWBY could safely shine her smile for years, even as she carried the fate of Remnant across the world. To her friends, she was a beacon of hope.
Well,
basically, literally to 3 of her friends, not most of them. I feel as though RWBY tends to last longer in all her 1v1s. I guess so, but then again, I don't think she really had any 1v1s in the earlier volumes, so we have nothing to compare that to.
yeah, because she's got one more superpower. Her silver eyes. Just like her mom, RWBY inherited them from the god of light.
RWBY should be the fastest of her team, so it makes enough sense. I mean, that is true. Yeah.
As a weapon against negative anti-life energy.
Hold on. Grimm are a creation of God of Darkness as representation of malignance and destruction. The Silver Eyes can counter Grimm powers with its Light of Life. This is shown in her battle with the Apathy, where RWBY Silver Eyes restored her drained willpower. Wait, did it? I don't think the Silver Eyes themselves, like, restored the willpower. I think she just kind of helped maintain it, probably, or has, like, a resistance to it due to her heritage. It didn't really restore it. She just got it back once all of the Apathy Grimm were dead.
Like her mom, RWBY inherited them from the god of light as a weapon against negative anti-life energy, like the evil goop Grimm spawned from. Just a wink and blam! Sayonara, Dragon of Darkness!
But RWBY's skills didn't falter after her time at Beacon. As she
Debatable.
journeyed across Remnant, she leveled up to compete with all sorts of powerful magic and mechanized foes. Her team could even match the Ace Ops, an elite squad of longtime professional huntsmen.
Oh my god, here we go. Also, defeated Harriet? She did not beat Harriet at all. Like, she was literally doing keep away with Harriet their entire fight. The only reason why she didn't immediately lose against Harriet was because her, what's the word? Her semblance gave her intangibility. Oh my god, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The upscaling right here. Met Superman and Ragnar the Blood Edge. Blaze Blue upscale! I need you, Blaze Blue upscale! Holy shit. Not really debatable. She's narratively better, but post volume 3 animation makes everyone universally look less competent. I mean, yes, and that's the issue I have, Mecha, where it's just like the animation doesn't properly reflect exactly like where we are in terms of how the characters have progressed. So even if you want to say vaguely that the characters have gotten stronger and they've improved, we have no way of, like, really grasping the weight of that. Like, in every single other show or anime in existence, we do not have this problem. Even with some of the ones that have bullshit power scaling, like Dragon Ball. At least you know that Goku got stronger and how he got stronger. What's your opinion on Venom versus Krona? Oh my god. Guys, This is how I knew this fight was cooked right from the start. Because they had a death battle before with Krona, who is basically one of the main antagonists of Soul Eater, versus Venom. Comic book Venom. Okay? And Krona won that fight. They had Krona beat Venom. Now, keep in mind, I think Krona should have lost that fight. But hey, I'm not the guy who made those rules, okay? So, in order for RWBY to win, they have to look at me straight in my face and tell me that RWBY scales above comic book Venom. That is absolute bullshit. Oh yes, my MB boy. Yeah, I like Krona. Krona is great. Marvel upscaling, I need you. Krona won through weakness hacks. I mean, yeah, but apparently, like, in the comics, a lot of the weakness that were mentioned would not have really affected Venom that much, especially given how much higher he should scale against Krona. But yeah.
Including Harriet, whose super speed semblance was totally outclassed by Petal Burst, and
Well, I wouldn't say totally outclassed. Like, she still was able to keep up with her. She just couldn't properly hit her because of the intangibility and the fact that her arms were bounded. That's literally it. She otherwise could not beat Harriet on her own, and likely would have tired herself out, to be honest. The Aesops were also able to contend somewhat with Maiden Penny, who has a similar impressive feat of lifting Amity Coliseum. I mean, sure, but that's lifting strength, not attack power.
whose aura was strong enough to contain a bomb that was about to decimate the whole city of Mantle. Man, these are some pretty powerful auras.
Though it's important to remember, RWBY is only 17 years old. The weight of being a leader, a savior, and a huntress like her mother would get heavier and heavier and...
Noodle arm scaling, I need you. I mean, like, here's the thing. It's so hard to scale in regards to that. But, you know, whatever. I'm not going to hold it up anymore. Fuck.
Heavier.
She got over it. Look at her.
Yeah, and she got over it. No, that's honest to God how they treated it in the show. She just gets over it because, oh, her mom loves her. The same mother that she barely really talks about with any of her friends.
Taking Crescent Rose firmly in hand and sending a message of unity to the rest of the world.
That should not have worked.
RWBY had finally left the fairy tale behind, taking one more step toward the day we've waited for.
Alright, Wait, what the fuck?
Battle is sponsored by Prize Picks.
The fuck
we
is
all
this?
make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, making the right choice can get you paid.
And hey, football season is just kicking off right now, so it's the perfect time to jump in.
I have never heard this shit before. Chav, you heard of this? Thank God the crossovers were just referenced. Yeah, okay. No, we're good. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Depression scaling, I need you. Dog, I love Invincible, man. I love Invincible so freaking much. Oh, it's gambling. Okay, don't do gambling, kids. Alright, we're gonna skip this.
To get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup.
Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
A sound soul dwells within a sound mind and a sound body.
But all the unjust evil souls of this world are on the Disney Fast Pass.
Which, by the way, that is a hard-ass line to open up your story with. Like, I'm sorry, man. I know. Alright, we're in primetime hater mode right now. Okay, guys? Guys, the take off your weighted clothing, okay? We are in full hating time from this moment onwards, okay? This is how you start a story, okay? You just open up with like a banger-ass quote like that. And then RWBY just opens with, oh, this is how the world... Basically just like discount Avatar shit, but absolute ass. Did they talk about the Silver Eyes? Yeah, we already went over that. I'm flipping through a compilation of all the RWBY fights. It's looking like even in team fights, RWBY is the most proactive fighter among the student characters. Probably, yeah. Nah, I gamble. I'm already $10,000 debt. Oh shit, man.
Has to become an Akishin.
Destructive gods mutated from good-natured souls. A Kishin could plunge the world into chaos and madness. If only someone could stop them.
Bing bong, it's the DWMA. Welcome to Death Weapon Meister Academy, where death rules. Literally, his name is
yeah,
Death.
literally freaking Grimm from Grimm versus the Grimm Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I always like to think that this is like the untold sequel of Billy and Mandy.
Asked humans to become spiritually talented meisters of demon weapons.
AKA people who are also a weapon. No, really, they transform into weapons. Guns, ninja stars, hammers, you name it. A Meister weapon pair kills and consumes lost souls to keep the Kishin away. Jack the Ripper? More like Jack the Fraud.
And so, the demon weapon, Soul, was paired with the dutiful rising star, Maka Albarn.
Talk about your classic teacher's...
Age 13 years. Wait, what? Didn't she get older? Like, wasn't there like a time skip in the manga where she got slightly older? Whatever. 2-star Scythe Master at Death Weapon Academy, possesses a Grigori soul, 1 in 50 million. Weapon partners, likes book studying, puzzles, drum dances. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I think there was like an episode, like a filler episode, where they were like doing like hip hop dances or whatever, right? Dislikes unfaithful men.
The kind of girl who leaves an apple on the desk
Grimm versus the forces of evil. Yeah, yo.
and goes, "Teacher, you forgot to give us homework," and then we jump him.
As if Soul's any better, a weapon who's too concerned with being cool to do any real work.
Hey, Soul's not just any demon weapon, he's a Scythe, and he's got his sights on upgrading to the highest level of Death Scythe.
Which, by the way, can I just say, from what little I remember about Soul Eater, Soul was honestly too good for Maka. Alright, here's a hot take here right now. I do not like Maka as a character in the anime. I think they played up way too many of her annoying aspects way too thick. And they kind of did this thing where she had to learn the same exact lesson multiple fucking times, which just irritated the shit out of me. And she does some like really dumb things within the plot that just, I don't know. I just didn't. Wasn't into it. Lonecrit, hey man, Kaiser, don't drop any bad takes. That is all back to Mahjong I go. I fucking called it the other day. Yeah.
Which would be a high honor. And lucky for Soul, Maka always aims high.
With that common goal, Maka and Soul formed the Dream Team. All they needed was...
Oh, he's already a death sight. Oh yeah, true. Looking to become a death sight. I swear to God, DB. Yeah.
99 Kishin eggs and the soul of a witch. Easy, right?
Maybe, since Maka is extraordinarily perceptive at spotting and examining souls. She can detect spiritual presences from millions of yards.
Wait, Kaiser, power scale, RWBY, and Maka's stupidity? Oh, freaking RWBY scale's higher in terms of that. 110%. Fuck me, dog. Look, listen, if you were to pull a bullet in my head, I would just say, listen, man, I'm gonna give you $100,000 easily. RWBY is way more stupid, yeah. But anyways, this is the precog shit that I told you all guys about before.
Perceptive at spotting and examining souls. She can detect spiritual presences from millions of yards away and can discern its nature, stability, and emotions.
Yeah, this is the actual enhanced senses shit that actually like really applies here. Soul Eater, Death's last weapon. Dude, by the way, imagine having this shit as a name, dog. Your parents must have been eating good, bro. Oh yeah, he's a pianist, yeah. Shape-shifting, flight via manifested wings, piano, black room, soul meditation, black blood dress, madness, soul adagio, and soul hack, yeah.
For class then, the two trained hard, but their styles kinda weird. Okay, so Maka guides Soul in the direction she wants to go, but Soul, the Scythe, does all the actual movements himself. Maka's the Meister, Soul's the weapon.
Like conductor and instrumentalist, a Meister weapon pair cannot work in harmony without total cooperation.
Too bad their teamwork sucked. They fumbled the easiest chance for Death Sight status, F-.
Maka just could not get in tune with Soul's wavelength. She was skilled, sure, more skilled than most.
Keyword, most. There were plenty of rivals showing her up, like Blackstar and Tsubaki.
Really puts a damper.
Yeah, this is like another aspect of Soul Eater, which is much, much better than RWBY. They actually give at least some kind of hierarchy in regards to the how powerful or how capable the main characters are in certain areas. Like, by the end of the manga, apparently, Maka is nowhere near as strong as Blackstar and Death the Kid. How can RWBY win? Listen, it only gets better, dog.
On the straight A's when this show-off is doing better than you.
It was up to Maka and Soul to improve their teamwork through Soul Resonance.
What I said about wavelength wasn't metaphorical. Rather, wavelengths are the means with which Meister and weapon draw strength through each other. Think of two wavelengths as different emotional amplitudes that must merge at one alignment.
If the Meister's the guitar and the weapon's the amp, then they create a feedback loop to increase its frequency. That's Soul Resonance.
Soul Resonance creates a telepathic link and surges their strength and speed.
And preps them for cool scythe moves like the Witch Hunt Slash. A big...
Kaiser, do you think it would have helped RWBY if Team RWBY had a rival team? I mean, it probably would have helped. But the real issue with RWBY is that they don't really do a good job, number one, of explaining the power system of the series. And number two, they don't really have the animation and match the fact that the team is improving and getting stronger.
Energy strike that puts the L in evil.
As the name implies, it works especially well against witches and other evil creatures. It's not exclusive or anything.
It's actually...
Let's see. Soul Perception, Soul Resonance, Wavelength Control, Anti-Demon Wavelength, Hunt Slashes, Witch and Demon, Kishin Hunt Slash, and Maka Chop. Yeah. Okay.
Really deadly against...
I hated that freaking gag, dog. The Maka Chop shit is basically the tsundere anime stuff, and y'all know how I feel about that. Yeah, so that's another reason why Maka is a little bit lower in my book, is that she's just one of the worst kinds of tsunderes. She's just marginally way more bearable, because, you know, at least she's not completely useless.
Evil because of Maka's rare anti-demon wavelengths. Basically, being a goody little two-shoes gets her the power of purity or whatever.
Maka and Soul were becoming a synchronized unit, though one would sometimes need to rein in the other's idiotic habits.
And the other guys gotta stop their annoying overthinking, Wiz.
But everything changed after a, unique encounter with Krona, which nearly killed Soul.
Now Soul had an ogre pal in his head, waiting for him to swing on over and play the piano.
We haven't gotten to the actual bow yet. We're just looking at the analysis right now, Hunter.
Yep, Soul got infected with black blood.
Black blood was specially brewed as a weaponizable blood. It hardens and strengthens its user.
Okay, hold on. At the beginning, Ragnarok was just an ordinary demon weapon, sorry, but it was melted down in a vat of black blood, and all of the blood in Krona's body was replaced with that black blood mixture. It was a new form of bonding between weapon and Meister, an engineered one. So again, this is not the same kind of shit that Silver Eyes is made out of, okay? Keep that in mind, people. I don't care who wins, I just need RWBY to lose. Well, then you do care who wins. So instead of focusing on a blade attack, I should use punches to make him defend with his hardened blood. What I need to do right now is stop him, yeah.
Blood was specially brewed as a weaponizable blood. It hardens and strengthens its user's body, inside and out, increasing their physical ability.
Dude, this fight went hard, by the way, back in the day. Like, the animation in Soul Eater was incredible.
Can even block blades with their bare skin.
Too bad it comes with a little side effect of madness with a capital M.
A force of fear and sadness all living things possess, which threatens to ruin the world.
So it was kind of a big deal that Maka was bummed by how she got Soul in a jam. But thanks to Soul, she got over it and even welcomed in their new little ogre buddy.
Now when Soul plays his grand piano, their soul resonance sings even louder through the black blood.
Giving Maka all the perks of black blood too, even the crazy parts. Bet you didn't expect that, Krona.
But evil saw their plans through. The Kishin Asura had arrived. Madness was spreading everywhere.
So Maka and Soul had to lock in and upgrade their...
Tomorrow, Maka and RWBY learn the same secondary attack, throwing hands. I mean, yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's very clear that Maka is way better at that than RWBY is.
Witch hunt to the even stronger Demon Hunt Slash. They went on even more missions to reach souls with classmates like Blackstar, and that guy outran his own shadow.
Perhaps the most obvious evidence ever of faster than light.
Blackstar severed shadow faster than light. So already the lowest amount of scaling that you could possibly give to Soul Eater is faster than light. Whereas the fastest that they gave RWBY earlier was like near faster than light. By their own calculations. Like, then that's at, like, and granted, you could say, oh, that's also at the low end as well. But there are so many more blatant examples of Soul Eater characters doing faster than light shit.
Speeds, and Maka could finally keep up with him.
Pair that with her fight with the demon tool Gopher, who could obliterate whole mountains, and you've got one hell of an ass kicker.
And yet, Maka's relationship with Soul still faltered. Soul was the real star here. Even other Meisters were trying to take him as a weapon, away
Mr. Bitchin'! I'm joking, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The fight with Blackstar was peak. Sonic Nide when... Oh yeah, Blackstar's fire always go crazy. But yeah, I remembered... Maybe they pronounced it a lot more in the manga. But yeah, Soul was kind of like super popular. And that made Maka kind of self-conscious. Which I liked the idea of. I just hated the way they wrote it.
From Maka.
I mean, he literally moves himself. So Maka couldn't help but wonder if she was holding him back all along.
But Soul said the truth. In all of their missions, their teamwork was the key to their victory. An orchestral performance is only as good as the one conducting. And so, their wavelengths play.
In the anime, Maka has a different final form in which she manifests scythe blades from her body due to her father being a death scythe. This form does not appear in the original manga and thus excluded. Yeah, I remember that being kind of stupid.
Played in harmony, and Maka donned a dress of black blood.
It's an armor literally made of blood, and it lets Maka fly around and shoot out her soul as an epic sound wave.
Yeah, and so, like, Maka has AoE attacks. How the hell is RWBY supposed to avoid that crap? Even with the intangibility. Like, she can't dodge sound, right?
So freaking metal!
At the same time, Soul discovered he could hack souls and directly transmit Maka's
There we go. This is Soul Adagio. Maka, use your soul perception to sense his soul wavelength. We're going to use the power of the Spider Queen.
Anti-demon wavelengths, basically shutting their enemy completely down through Soul Adagio.
And they finally...
By the way, that is... I don't care how chuny or edgy that name is. That's fucking sick. Like, Soul Eater has so much style. Yeah, so much aura, dog. Look at this drip, by the way.
Shutting their enemy completely down through
check out Soul's drip, by the way. That alone should have him win this fight.
And they finally achieved death.
Carved through Gopher's blast, outpaced Medusa's vector arrows, consumed the souls of 198 humans and a witch, nullified Yuriko's soul wavelength, tank Ashura's Vajra, which pierced death. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Kept up with Blackstar and Death the Kid, survived attacks, that split clouds and cratered the moon. So, give all the biggest amount of physical attack scaling that you could possibly muster for RWBY. Maka fought somebody who canonically has blown up the moon. They did the Eggman meme, guys. They called Shadow a bitch-ass motherfucker. The way you laugh reminds me of OG Skeleton. Oh my god, dog. They need to give Soul Eater the Brotherhood treatment. Honestly, yeah, in some ways, but otherwise, honestly, I'd rather they keep it. It depends on which studio does it. Like, it really, really depends. That's DBZ scaling. Lol, the gods of RWBY had to damage the moon. What's RWBY's gonna do? Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, it's even worse because they couldn't even scale the Curious Cat to the gods of light and the god of darkness. So yeah, that's even worse.
Scythe, the dream's here, baby.
So when Krona's own Black Blood reached its final stage,
How do you like that, Death? I pissed on the moon, you idiot!
The dream's here, baby.
So when Krona's own Black Blood reached its final stage, Maka and Soul flew to the moon. A moon small and unassuming, but so dense it has the same mass as the planet itself.
Oh, yeah, that's even worse then. The moon actually has Earth's mass. Oh my fucking god, bro. We are so back, chat. We have never been so back. Have you ever watched Soul Eater or not? I watched like 2 episodes and I wanted to slit my throat.
The very world's sanity was at stake.
Krona might have gone insane, but Maka still reached out to their new friend Soul until the Kishin showed up to ruin everything. Come on, Asura, they're having a moment here.
Yeah.
Timing, bro.
In what would be Maka's
Characters from Fire Force have shown greater feats than Soul Eater, but these are highly contextual and Maka would not scale to them. Okay, well, that's probably fair. Because I believe that Fire Force takes place like, I don't know, 1,000 or so years before Soul Eater. So I wouldn't necessarily doubt that being the case. Oh, never mind. DBZ scaling indeed. Yeah, dog, the manga goes crazy apparently.
final exam, Maka, Soul, and all of their friends faced off against the Kishi.
And she passed. A+. Maka pulled her weight and perfected her teamwork with Soul. Their wavelengths were pitch perfect.
Asura did everything he could to separate them. Crater them into the moon. Punch holes in Maka's chest.
Dude! I'm sorry.
Everything he could to separate them. Crater them into the moon. Punch holes.
Look at this! RWBY gets like 5% of this, and her aura is gone. Notice how Death Battle remains clear and consistent when they're not dealing with a show that thinks world building is something you do with Legos. Yeah, yo. It's insane. So Death Battle literally said, yeah, Maka ain't no need. Fire Force scaling for help. He punched the moon? Yes! Dude, I need to read the manga, dog. This is sick.
Holes in Maka's chest. Tamper their souls with madness.
Oh, so even... Oh my god. Like, if you people want to say that, oh, RWBY wouldn't be affected by madness because she resisted the apathy. This is worse than the apathy, Grim. Like 1 billion times worse.
And each time they successfully realigned their wavelengths.
Until they kicked his ass with one final upgrade. The Kishin Hunt Slash. Maka Chop. Now that's what I call absolute cinema.
Dude, look at how much they're gassing up Soul Eater in comparison to RWBY. It's crazy, dog. Manga is much better than the anime. I can believe it. I would like to rewatch the anime so that I can have like a point of comparison though. Just so I can be clear about like, okay, what things the manga did better. RWBY resisted the apathy. I mean, she didn't immediately like fall to it like her friends did. Apathy Grim wasn't strong enough to increase madness across the world. Yeah, exactly. Also, have they not mentioned that Soul is a death scythe now?
Because a sound soul dwells within a sound mind and body. So should you feel overwhelmed by evil's roars, just write 42 42 564 whenever you want to knock on death's door.
Hell, I forgot about that jingle. That's a funny jingle that the show came up with, man.
Congratulations to us.
Wiz, your
that
ego
is-
is showing.
It always is. And why not? This death battle is episode 200.
I mean, that is completely true. This is a milestone for these guys. Like, love or hate Death Battle and a lot of the verdicts that they have made over the years, this show is like a huge centerpiece in internet history. Like, let's just put that to freaking perspective. Like, how many subscribers do these guys have now? 6.3 million subscribers. That's insane. And by the way, they started off as being with Screw Attack before they broke up and got taken in by Rooster Teeth, which then closed down. And yet, through all of that, Death Battle stands. They gain enough support to keep the show going. Like, that's beautiful shit. That's good shit. Like, RWBY would have been just as screwed as everyone else if it wasn't for Silver Eyes being triggered. I mean, yeah, but she lasted longer than her friends. That's all I'm saying. She had a resistance. Being resistant to something doesn't mean you immediately fall to it or that you can't be affected by it. It's just that you have a higher chance of not letting it get to you as other people do. Yeah, somehow Death Battle returned. Real shit. When it was announced they were like close to closing down because the Rooster Teeth shit, I was honestly feeling really, really bad about it. And I think y'all can tell because some of y'all are in the Celtic Phoenix's Discord server, the Tundra. And I said the same shit. They better not close this shit down, bro. And throughout all of their fuck-ups and stuff like that, I'm glad that Death Battle is still around. Because overall, it's a fun show. And they try their damn best to do what they do. So, let's give it up for them, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, yeah, it's a big deal, so we've got a big discount on our website to celebrate.
That's www.deathbattle.gg.
Website members already get awesome deals like exclusive Death Battle merch, the whole episode archive, including episodes not on YouTube, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes goodies. And if you sign up today, you can use our code DB200 to get 20% off.
You can only grab this
I mean, it's a pretty interesting deal. I'm probably not gonna fetch anything from it because I'm not I'm not much of a merch guy. But hey, if any of y'all are interested, go ahead. Show them the love.
discount in the next 2 weeks, so use code DB200 to get 20% off your website membership as soon as you can.
Where else are you gonna find such absolute cinema?
Okay.
No, really, we made an.
All right, that was set up. All right. All right, Death Battle isn't just a fighting show. It's a show about passionate people talking about the things they love. Yeah, at the end of the day, that is what it is. Now, that doesn't mean they can't be criticized for being inaccurate about shit, because they absolutely should. Wait, this is a playmat? Dude, I actually might want to get this. Like, imagine me playing... So, I love playing Magic the Gathering, right? Just imagine me just putting this shit down in, like, the game shop near my house.
Absolute Cinema desk mat that's on the store. Cool as fuck.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a scythe battle!
I'm also very surprised that they didn't mention that Monty really wanted this fight. But hey, it is what it is. Ashura versus Kratos was very much an excuse to shine spotlight on Ashura because they loved it so much. I mean, that is true. I don't know. I don't know the actual scaling for it. I don't know whether it checks out from that fight, but still. Anyway, guys, use code Kaiser here during Raid Shadow Legends. Psych. I never had sponsors on this channel before. Maybe I should at some point, but a lot of them are fucking scams. Anyways, guys, let's get ready to rumble!
Okay, it's official. This is so not cool.
Oh, come on, Soul. Our target should be here, so try helping out. Hi! Who are you looking for? Little Red Riding Hood, your humanity has strayed from its just path, and the Shinigami has conquered you.
Oh,
Your
shit.
boyfriend turns into a scythe. Oh, that's so cool! Your soul is ours!
Okay, first off, animation looks good so far. Like the art style. Maybe could have made Maka's head a tiny bit smaller, but whatever. Number 2, the voice acting from Maka is, could have gotten a little bit better, to be honest, but, you know, we're gonna keep it moving.
I like my soul, thanks.
Alright, get him! Get him! God damn.
Won't lie, Red. Your moves are sick, but too slow for my Meister.
You haven't seen anything yet. Focus. She's good, but we can handle it.
Let's go, Soul Resonance!
Oh, awesome. Oh my god, the aura's already cracking, guys. Oh man, but dog, this looks sick, man. Also, the Casey Williams is doing the music, by the way. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna get us copyrighted or not. I don't think it will, but I'll definitely see if there are any like notifications about it. I don't think we'll have an issue though. Hold on. I don't know if you noticed, but Maka's moving at a different frame rate to match the Soul Eater anime. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't figure that. Ooh! Oh, dog, that's so funny. Yeah, dog, that was sick. Does anyone doubt her hands now? Best RWBY fight in years. Yeah, and it's a death battle fight, guys.
Get back here!
Oh, some lyrics are in Japanese too. Oh yeah, wait, Mecha, I think I see what you're talking about the frame rate. Yeah, it's way different from RWBY's. You're right.
Get back here!
Holy shit. Dog, look at this.
Soul, hurry!
Oh, that looks sick. I think this is the first time this form has ever been animated, right? I mean, there's probably fan animations all over YouTube about it, probably.
Interesting. Her soul forms a barrier. Try helping out.
Relax.
Dog. This is something else.
Sorry, but I'll never stop fighting. I'm Ruby Rose, and I am a huntress!
Soul Adagio.
Ruby!
The wavelengths. Damn it, she's. Stay strong, Maka. You got this.
Hell yeah! Let's go!
A simple, honest soul. Ruby Rose, huh?
Ladies and gentlemen, the agenda has been maintained. Yeah, hi, you thought. Yeah, for real, dog. But dude, yeah, this was honestly, the weirdest thing is, This is also one of the most in-character death battles that has ever been in a while. That's another issue that I've had with a lot of the fights, is that sometimes the characters do things or say shit that would not be in character. Death Battle, I'm sorry I ever doubted you. Come on, man. Even they know. Listen, I did not doubt that they were going to, like, you know, have RWBY lose, because there's no freaking way she would ever win. Pretty much anything that you would need to upscale her is non-canon shit. Justice League crossover isn't canon. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle isn't canon. Fucking Ice Queendom sure as hell isn't canon. Like, what are you gonna do?
KO! Rest in peace, RWBY.
Giant fan of whenever a death battle fighter defeats their opponent and acknowledges the opponent's character and qualities. Yeah, that's honestly the most sick part about these fights. Like, that's something about death battle that they both really succeed and fail at, is the interactions between the fighters, right? Like, that's one of the reasons why the interaction between Jonathan, Joestar, and Tanjiro was kind of iffy to me, even though I love that fight. It's because Tanjiro was a little bit too like, there was too much crying from Tanjiro, even though that wouldn't necessarily be in character at that point. You know what I mean? I kind of wanted to see RWBY win just because I just want to see all y'all's cope. What the fuck, man? I mean, it honest to God would have been rigged if she won. 110%. Oh, I had no question of the fact that RWBY would lose the death battle, yeah. I think this is one of my new favorites. Honest to God, in terms of actual fights, this is pretty damn good. Like, especially for death battle, dog. And especially in terms of a RWBY fight. Yo, this... Dog, who said that earlier in chat? This is the best RWBY fight in years, and it's a death battle, dog. Like, I actually feel the weight of each hit. And the sound design is good. The visual flair is insane. Like, why can't we have more fights in the actual show like this? And they combine a couple of visual elements from both series, which is the kind of shit I live for in this show. Even if the fight was kind of mid, Sasuke versus Hiei has one of my favorite victory quotes. That's more like a fight fit for a demon. Yeah, that was a dope line. Death Battle writing is at its worst when you can tell the writer is trying way too hard to write excuses for the sake of making a reference/meme line. Yeah, 100%. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about.
But hey, it's not often you get to see scythe-on-scythe action like that.
Let's break this down with the 4 categories that best represent this match.
Okay, win. Keep it moving. I'm joking. Let's actually hear him out.
First, strength.
Or a supercharged RWBY's strength way higher than you'd think, like kicking this Grim through steel. But Maka's soul resonance could match Gopher, who destroyed mountains.
Now, yes. Team RWBY did defeat Vine, whose aura contained a bomb that could have wiped out a city.
Adding up their flight speed and how far Harriet said they'd have to fly to avoid the blast, that's a 366 kiloton bomb.
Alright, well, Vine containing mental... I mean, okay, sure.
It's possible RWBY's own aura possesses a similar level of, say, energy strength, though her semblance obviously can't replicate what Vine did.
Yeah, exactly. It also depends on, like, the semblance too, right? Like, this is the kind of explanation that we need in RWBY. Like, your aura should probably fit the kind of semblance that you have that fits with your personality. So, for example, people like RWBY and Blake, even if their aura count or their aura power level is about the same as Yang's, they cannot strike more damage than her because, or at least it takes way more aura for them to achieve the same effect because their semblances are different. That's how I would have, like, codified all of this shit to explain away so many stupid things that happen in the show in terms of power scaling. Just say that, and you would basically win. It would be a much better writing choice overall. You think there's going to be some butthurt RWBY fans complaining? Oh, I fucking... Listen, man. Listen, this stream ain't over yet. We're gonna look at Twitter next to see how everybody's doing. The moon's mass was increased to equal Earth's in the prequel series Fire Force by a character named Fairy. This is the reason why it floats in the air, self-sustained. Yeah, so some Fire Force scaling does apply here.
And Black Blood Maka got blasted by Asura into the moon. Yeah, it's small, but its mass is the same as Earth's, right?
Putting Asura's strikes at
Check the live chat. Oh my god. Okay, we'll check the live chat instead then.
2 quadrillion tons of TNT, over 5 billion times higher than Vine.
So, Maka takes strength, but speed wasn't as clear-cut. Ruby's a fast little gal. Maka kept up with Blackstar, faster than Shadows and whatnot. But as they improved their skills, Ruby and her friends could outspeed Atom,
who blocked a particle
I mean, yes.
beam. Though given the distance and time to react, Atom moved about 42% the speed of light.
And also, it's so weird. Like, I don't know if they ever truly confirmed that, what's the word? That the dust replicates actual, like, physical phenomena. Because fiction can be weird like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's, like, a thing that creates laser-like things, but they're not actually lasers. But it is what it is. While Maka has said that Blackstar is stronger than her, she frequently keeps up in speed. The two can also utilize chain resonance, which requires equal contribution. Maka's statements also do not factor in her black blood dress. Yeah, exactly. Like, also, let's be completely honest. Maka has a Super Saiyan form, RWBY doesn't. Like, what are you gonna do, dog?
Quite faster than your own Shadow territory. Still, Ruby's Petal Burst has become far faster than this over time, and clearly gives more than a 2-time speed increase on top of that 42%, making—
Yeah, it's just very unquantifiable, because we never see RWBY do anything anywhere near that impressive.
her well past light speed.
Definitely enough to—
Death Battle's live chat was going as fast as RWBY's semblance. Oh, I expected so. Good evening, Kaiser. Missed something good? Spoiler alert. Maka won. As she should.
take on Harriet, who was all about speed. Angry speed.
This isn't to say Maka couldn't keep up thanks to Soul Resonance, but Petal Burst makes this comparison close enough to call it a tie. And
okay, you know what? I'll take that. Listen. Fact of the matter is this. It does not matter how fast RWBY is if she can't kill Maka. Like, I'm sorry, bro. The bitch is durable enough to take a crater in the moon. What is she gonna do with that? And Maka can regenerate, too. There's also that. Yeah, the only thing RWBY had over Black Blood was the Silver Eyes. And the Silver Eyes wouldn't even work. Like, even... No, wait. Even then. I'm probably jumping ahead here. Let's say, for the sake of argument, alright, let's say, hypothetically, that the Silver Eyes would work on Black Blood. Here's the fucking thing. Maka scales to someone who beat, by Death Battle's own words, comic book Venom. Comic book Venom is way stronger and tougher and more resilient than any Grimm and RWBY combined. Every single one of them bitches combined together would not even touch him. Okay? Even the Silver Eyes would probably stun Maka for like 2 seconds and then she would win. That's how bad it is, guys.
their speed would be key to winning in skill.
Come on, Wiz. Call it what it really is. It's Scythery.
Scythery.
Maka's Scythery was pretty good, but Soul does all the movement for her. As a Meister, she was mostly a guide.
It's easy to assume that RWBY's Scythery was superior. She's entirely self-sufficient at dancing with her weapon.
Soul's...
I mean, yeah, but part of that has to do with the fact that, like, you know, there's the, what's the word? You know, the gun, shit. The propulsion from her scythe propelling her in different directions. There's also that. But you know what? I will give, I guess, RWBY credit there. But in terms of actual combat skill, Maka has shown way more impressive things. Like, when you look at scaling a character's level of skill in comparison to each other, don't just look at what they do, but how they did it. Like, for example, you can scale like a character that has been through a shit ton of war campaigns with another character who is shown to be incredibly intelligent. However, the super intelligent guy is probably only smart in terms of like engineering or hacking or wordplay and things like that. Whereas the combat specialist person is smart in terms of battle strategy, resources, positioning, all that type of shit. Alright? Scythery, that word even exists? Maybe. Revengeance does. This skill section was equivalent of intelligence section in Bowser versus Eggman. It's participation award, so this matchup didn't seem as scuffed as it was. Yeah. Compared to Maka's fights, which are treated more as assignments, which she usually excels. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. Like, even though RWBY has beaten people that are shown to be more experienced than her, Maka has done more smart things during her fights. Comparatively. You know what I mean? At least from what little I remember about Soul Eater. She's just done more things during combat that tend to be much more intelligent and require a bit more thought than most of the things that RWBY does in her fights. Like, what is the most intelligent maneuver RWBY has ever done in a fight? Like shooting the barrel in freaking Cordovan's mech? I mean, I don't know. That seemed like a pretty obvious move to me, personally. But it is what it is. I feel like that's something that that anyone probably could have come up with. Yeah, this feels like we need to give her a category W, yeah.
Zone control is still a factor here, but it doesn't change that
RWBY trained with Crescent Rose since her time at Signal Academy. Maka and Soul did not achieve Soul Resonance until their battles with Stein. Moreover, RWBY is not only 4 years older than Maka, but her journey across Remen took, at minimum, a year longer than the events of Soul Eater's story. Yeah, and then like, I think possibly a month of that time is them sitting on their ass not doing anything. I don't know, man.
Dancing with her weapon.
Soul Zone control is still a factor here, but it doesn't change that
RWBY, her move during Volume 8 against Neo, RWBY pretended to let Neo hit her, only to fall under the bridge, fly around, and kick Neo off. Okay, that's a pretty brilliant maneuver. You know what? I'm gonna give her that, alright? 2 claps. 2 claps. That's all you getting from me, okay, Miss Rose? But I'm pretty sure if I were to rewatch Soul Eater, Maka has probably done something that is 10 times smarter than that.
RWBY's been swinging that thing for way longer than Maka. RWBY's got Scythery in the bag.
Do you think Maka would also beat Weiss, Blake, and Yang? Oh, 100%! If anything, she would probably have a harder time with them than with RWBY. Or possibly an easier time, depending on your interpretation. Because the biggest thing in RWBY's favor is that she can go intangible. So not all of Maka's hits will actually hit her. But knowing Yang at some point is gonna try to tank whatever the hell Maka is doing. And she's going to be a splatter on the floor. Weiss is a glass cannon, so there's no need to really worry about her. And Soul Adagio would just make her absolutely worthless. Blake would be the only one that would go the distance, but she would not be able to even come close to keeping up with her the way that RWBY does. That's just a fact of the matter. The problem is Maka is a solid hard counter to RWBY characters because of Soul Adagio. I mean, that is true, but even going by the physical scaling feats, Maka clearly wins. Like, I'm sorry, bro, but if you're equally as fast as somebody, yet they can, like, deal more damage to you, and your abilities can't outright murder them 100%, you're gonna lose to the person who's physically stronger than you. That's just the fact of the matter.
Perhaps this edge would be enough for Ruby to avoid Maka's far greater strength if she had the better power.
Yes, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
So, Aura's really cool. Barriers, healing, superpowers, and so on. But it's got one big weakness.
It is a finite resource that is required for all of Ruby's powers.
Yes. I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure that is also the case for Maka and Soul Eater as well. It's just that the cap for that is much, much higher.
Burst, activating dust, even powering up Crescent Rose takes...
Again, since when was it said that in order to activate the dust that she shoots from her weapon that she needs to use her aura? Like, did I miss something? Is that a World of Remnant thing? Somebody check that out. Kaiser, will you ever someday cover Transformers 1? Maybe if I have something to say. The film has been out for like several months, so I don't know if I have anything to add about the movie.
Juice and some aura. Once it's gone, Ruby's totally vulnerable.
And
basically,
there's a second key factor regarding aura. It is specifically a manifestation of Ruby's soul.
And Maka's powers are all about taking on souls.
Yep.
Maka had lots of ways to break through Ruby's aura, like
Basically.
Soul Adagio.
And since Maka is exceptionally gifted at examining souls, she could definitely figure out how aura works.
But, plot twist, what about Ruby's silver eyes?
well, not only that, I think the only thing that is a little bit iffy about the actual fight is that Maka didn't really get to use a whole lot of her sound-based projectiles, which are shown to be 10 billion times stronger than anything Ruby has ever encountered. Like, the sound waves that she can emit alone would probably block all of Ruby's projectiles and just one-shot her right there. It's an AoE attack. You can't avoid that.
Her anti-Grim eye beams. Turns out they were actually her best secret weapon.
The negative power of Grim is quite similar to Madness wavelengths, which power Black Blood.
The Silver Eyes provided Ruby with minor resistance to emotional manipulation, but Madness wavelengths can induce those effects to targets that have resisted such powers. Yeah, exactly. The Soul Eater characters have just been through way more, like, insane shit than Ruby characters. So even if you want to say that, oh, Ruby could resist it, she couldn't resist it to that level.
Since anti-demon wavelength
Oh, almost forgot. Ruby was also affected by Emerald's hallucinations, making it unlikely that she can negate Madness. That too!
quite similar to Madness wavelengths, which power Black Blood. Since anti-demon wavelengths can cancel out Black Blood, the Silver Eyes should achieve a similar effect.
But Maka and Souls...
Not necessarily. I mean, I guess if you want to interpret Black Blood that way. So, no, they're going with the scenario I said earlier. Even if the Silver Eyes would work, it would not be enough. They can just power through it. It's that bad. Literally went out of their way to say Silver Eyes can probably affect Madness, but not really. Yo.
Whole story is about reaching that perfect soul resonance. Asura tried every way in the book and more to separate their wavelengths and failed. And we already talked about how much stronger he is than RWBY.
Correct.
Maka takes powers, because when she rose to the occasion, RWBY didn't stand a semblance of a chance.
Hey!
The dust.
The winners are Maka Albarn and Soul Evans.
Wait, his name is Soul Evans? Next time on
Oh, right. I forgot that's his name. Alright, what's the next time?
Death Battle.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait. Blade versus Buffy? Oh my god! Yo, I'm tuning in for that! Holy shit! Dog, okay. My money's on Blade, obviously. I mean, I guess it depends on if they just use the movies or the comics. If it's comics, then Blade should probably win. But either way, that's gonna be a fire-ass fight. I have never thought of that matchup before. How high does Buffy the Vampire Slayer scale, guys? What the fuck? How high does Buffy the Vampire Slayer scale? I have never really watched a single episode of Buffy. My brother loves it. I need to get into it at some point. But anyway, guys, there we go. Fight's over. All right, the agenda has been maintained. Hold on a second. Here we go. All right, here we go. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second. I gotta do something a little cheeky right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the agenda the agenda has been maintained, guys. Holy shit. Hold on. Alright. I wonder if I could spoiler tag the image. The agenda has been maintained. And hashtag death battle. There we go. Edit. Is there a spoiler thing? Is there a way to, like, edit it so that, like, I'm pretty sure other people have done it before. Where they just spoiler tag the image, right? Or am I tripping out? Can anyone tell me how to do that? No spoilers. They do a little snippet at the end playing a tribute to Monty. Oh, I didn't know that. Hold on. People are saying more of the video. Okay. Alright, let's see.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Hey, there you go. Oh, okay. I thought they would like make it last longer than that, but okay. I mean, that's a little bit weird, but it is a nice touch at the very end. I just feel like it probably should be longer, just given how much they revere Monty, because he requested this death battle to happen. You know? He requested this ass whooping. But yeah, jokes aside, like, he wanted this shit to happen. He always wanted this death battle to occur. But it just never really happened at that point. But yeah, is there a way to spoiler tag the freaking image? I've seen people do so before. The flag is the closest to a spoiler tag. Okay. Let's choose violence. Let's choose violence, guys. Let's tag this image for violence. To be honest, you could interpret this entire episode as the tribute itself. I mean, that is true. I just feel like maybe you could probably do a little bit more with it, or make the little snippet at the end last a little longer. But it is what it is. It's not a huge deal. Monty throwing his child into shark-infested waters with the cinder blocks attached. Pulling a Machu. I see Kaiser. Wait, who's Machu? Is that a VTuber or something? That sounds like a VTuber name. But guys, the agenda has been maintained. Spread the word, ladies and gentlemen. Happen nowadays, regards people. Remember the Gumball episode where his grateful... Oh my god, I remember that episode. That episode was fire. But guys, okay. Now here comes the fun part. Let's look at Twitter. To see people's reactions to the death battle. Actually, should we look at Twitter first, or should we look at the live chat? Okay. Oh, I guess this is one of like the animators for the death battle. Managed to weasel my way into episode 200 of Death Battle. Was responsible for this stupid little sketch of Ruby Rose. Go watch it now. Hey, that's nice. Yeah. Good shit. That's a cute picture. Meet up. Ruby assures Maka that there's absolutely zero animosity nor ill will between either combatant. All in good fun and a fair match. Yeah. I mean, that just makes it worse, you know? Look at her. She's got like a freaking broken tooth, dog. Oh my god. Maka versus Ruby. Anyways, put on a shirt. The ultimate. Empowering. Ah, man. Wait. Hold on. What is this?
Here we go.
Oh my god. Holy shit. That's so fucking fun. When Death Battle team has NND agenda and you can prove it. Oh, nuts and dolts, yeah. Yeah. They definitely have that in there. Dog, memes like this make me actually want to watch Dexter. I have never seen Dexter before in my life. RWBY! Dog, they're having the Caesar reaction. Yeah, let's go. This is just like, I'm guessing this is like the end of Death Battle. Oh man, the most obviously one-sided death battle in history turned out exactly how we all said it would. What a shock. Also, brand new phone wallpaper. Oh my god, Leon! The haterade is strong with you. Holy shit. Death battle sport. Oh, wait a second. Oh, regular show? A regular show meme?
Step off.
Oh my god! Yeah, yo. It's don't tell Raymond. Oh yeah, true. Hashtag pack watch. 100% CBF. All the yes. Legit, the first 2 seasons are actual cinema. Not encountered any bad seasons yet, but if you want to give it a shot, even just the first season is a good watch. Okay, I'll check it out at some point. Yeah. Where you see the sort of feeling where the fans already knew going in who was going to win, but people can be happy with how both got their time to shine, and were clearly given a lot of love regardless of who won. That is true. They did give them a lot of love, but the fact that the preview for one of their death battles was very clear nod to the fact that Ruby was gonna lose is crazy, dog. They did her ass dirty. Oh my god. Oh my god! Dude. Alright. This is why, ladies and gentlemen. This is why the power scaling son beats the ever-loving fuck out of the shipping daughter, okay? It's because the power scaling son is actually funny. And they cause way less damage. Sorry, not sorry. That's just facts. Already knew the outcome. Peak has been posted, yeah. In N's voice, why, Ruby? Why would you do this to me? You said you'd be by my side. Ruby, all I did for you. Like, I'm sorry, bro. The power scaling community is actually funny. Fun fact, Kaiser. Michael C. Hall, aka Dexter, also played Toffee from Star vs. the Forces E. What? As a Death Battle fan, this fight with the final shot at the end is so beautiful, but as a Soul Eater and RWBY fan, this means a lot to me, and to Ruby Rose fans, stand proud. Lil Red was strong till the very end. Why you gotta lie to them like that? Why you gotta lie to them like that, dog? Holy shit. This was a sweep. Are you kidding me, dog? I've checked the description to see about what the official battle score would be for RWBY versus Maka. Turns out the official battle score is titled Death in Bloom, performed by Brandon Yates and featuring Casey Lee Williams and Miria Sheltzes. Sheltz? Death in Bloom? Okay, yeah, that's a pretty fitting name. I think people have been trying to come up with names for like what the actual score of the death battle would be like ever since the death battle was like thought up. Fans, you did amazing, Maka. Fans, fuck you, Deku. Maka, they really hate you. Deku, you have no idea, apparently. It's fine for you to cripple a street tier, but not me. Dog, this shit is so fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Oh, this is so funny. Yeah, absolute cinema, 100%. Like, in terms of death battle fights, again, this is probably some of the best they had in a while. The track is already out on YouTube. I mean, they always put out the death battle tracks on YouTube, like, right after they come out. You know what I mean? Like, they always do that for every single one. Which, by the way, again, this is another note against the shipping daughter, dog. Because we go through all this effort. We create songs for the shit that we like. For the matchups that we love. Like, I don't know, man. The most that freaking shipping daughters do, other than fan fiction, which, to be fair, takes a lot of effort, is like AMVs with songs that already exist. What can you do, man? Maka versus RWBY is the most heartfelt and beautiful death battle episode ever. It's not even close. Okay. You know what? Fair. I mean, they say this about almost every single death battle. Like, oh my god, I love this so much. This is such a heartfelt death battle. They always do. They always put 100% into their death battles, dog. You know, let's not knock it too much. It's literally SpongeBob versus Aquaman again. They just weren't as obvious about RWBY losing like they were with Aquaman. I didn't even watch that death battle. I was like, okay, you're just memeing at that point. That's a meme battle. In honor of episode 200, I ranked every episode of Death Battle. Oh my god! Dude, maybe I should probably do that at some point. Probably. Wait a minute. I see Yang versus Tifa. What tier is that? Oh my god. They put it as like a 6 out of 10? Dog, that shit should be a freaking 4! Whatever, man. Alright. I mean, I guess it depends on how you rate these things, but still. Like, holy shit. I feel great. But yeah, freaking, yeah, RWBY won.
Die real bad.
No way, man. I'm ready. He's going down.
That's the spirit. Go get him, Morty.
Ha!
That dude is dead as shit.
Yeah, yo!
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Holy shit, that was so funny. Alright. SpongeBob swept hard. Yeah, of course. Yes, Jack, Death Battle tier stream is peak. I mean, I don't think the others are really that much of a fan of Death Battle, so I would probably have to do it myself. You should watch the SpongeBob vs. Aquaman Death Battle. I mean, maybe. Bowser vs. Eggman, Hulk vs. Godzilla, RWBY vs. Maka, and Ashura vs. Kratos are my, top 4 of this season so far. I mean, those are definitely some of the better ones. True. Like, I enjoy them a lot more. I enjoyed this death battle way more than Miles versus Deku. 110%. I think Miles versus Deku wasn't as good. And keep in mind, this is someone who likes Miles and is okay with Deku. Right? So basically, since they said Yang would have lost against Tifa, that doesn't mean Blake is the only member of Team RWBY to win her death battle. I mean, yeah, but like the Yang versus Tifa verdict was ass. That shouldn't have happened. Yang should have absolutely got swept out. I just want to be clear. I legit changed my phone wallpaper to Maka cutting RWBY in half. Dog, you are such a fucking hater, man. Holy shit. Like, why you gotta do him like that? But honestly, honest to God, that would make a sick-ass wallpaper, dude. 110%. I don't blame you for doing it. I'm just saying, yo, holy shit, that's a dick move. Like, seriously, dog. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't see a whole lot of hate towards the death battle yet, or anything like that. Like that one guy said in one of the tweets that we read, it's very clear that RWBY had zero chance. The problem is that there were a couple people, when I initially made the totally correct prediction, that crashed the fuck out on me. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. We don't have to think about this shit anymore. Let me think. I don't know if I really want to, like, do anything else right now. I have some things to do IRL that I need to take care of. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Throughout the stream, we were between, like, 30 to 70 people, which is awesome. This is the first stream in a fucking while, and I appreciate you guys for coming over. Sipping the haterade like RWBY sipped the tea. Oh my god, dog. What do you want me to say, man? That image was hilarious when I watched. Honestly, no, what was hilarious was the part where fucking Maka was giving RWBY the two-piece. Like, bro, hold on. Let me get back to that part of the fight. Hold on, I think it was after this part, right? Actually, no, it's a little bit before here.
Won't lie, Red. Your moves are sick, but too slow for my Meister.
Okay, I think it's at this part right here. Hold on a second.
Handle it.
Let's go, Soul Resonance!
Alright, hold on. Okay, I think it's at this part right here. Look at this! Look at it! Like, dog! I am so surprised they added that in there, but it makes sense because Maka actually has freaking hands. And it's beautiful catharsis for all the people coping about RWBY winning. Dude, there are probably some people coping on Reddit or something. If you find anything like that or anywhere, send that shit to me, dog. Because that has to be the funniest freaking thing. I'm sure that most people are probably just okay with the verdict, right? Which is why I don't like to really generalize, you know, fandoms and shit like that. Because most of what we see are just a bunch of fucking dumbass crazy people. There are, like, very, very few. Right? Okarun X Momo, the perfect slow burn romance. I mean, yeah, that's true. Sarcastic chorus doing this thing. But yeah, guys. Maka is Ippo now, yeah. I love how unreasonably chill RWBY is when Maka is wailing her. She literally just said, "Come get these hands, girl." Oh, man. Crimson on... Oh, my God! CBF, Jesus Christ! Yo, somebody check on Crimson, dog. Holy shit. Don't engage with that motherfucker. Who they get for this? Yeah, who's credited with the animation? Let's see. Rose. Ginger Sue is Maka. And they got this guy named John Van Doren for Soul. Okay. Soul credits. Let's see. Director. Producer. Okay, here we go. Episode editors. Demaji Rivers and Marshall Johnson. Storyboards, John Mitchell. Animation director, Louis Cruz. Animation, Louis Cruz, Devil Artemis, and David Fisher. By the way, Devil Artemis is just cooking with gas. Like, he's a really funny animator, and he actually gets to be in fucking Death Battle, dog. That shit is peak. Vizpost, Billy Burson, Dimaji, Lewis, and Marshall Johnson. Additional rendering, Christina Christopherson. Oh my god. Is that like a stage name, or is that a real name? That's funny. Sound design, re-recording mix, Philip Spann. Art and models, Anime XD, Larry Winwood, Louis Cruz, and Misty. And research lead, Liam Swan. Character researchers, Damaji Rivers and Speedy. And research team. Wait, research lead, character researchers, and research team. Bro. I don't know. I feel like a part of that might be a little too much, you know what I mean? A little too much detail for the death battle that is incredibly obvious. But we're going to keep it moving from there. But yeah. Just subscribe to her, Ginger Sue. Oh, yeah. They got Ruby's actual VA. I mean, is that really that much of a surprise? They got the VAs for all 4 death battles up to this point. And like, let's be completely dead ass. The RWBY VAs that are like from Rooster Teeth, they're not busy. Like, I mean, not to say they don't have schedules or whatever, but they're not as hard to get as like actual celebrities. Like, bro, if they actually managed to get like freaking Crispin Freeman on a death battle at one point, that would take like millions and millions of fucking dollars, bro. Gonna be completely fucking honest. If they got Patrick Seitz or Steve Bloom or Monica Rial or Wendy Lee or any of the or fucking what's her name, Kari Walgren, the voice in the death battle, that would take up a shit ton of fucking money, dude. Of course they're not gonna do that. The RWBY VAs literally have nothing else going on. Yeah, exactly. Well, Rainbow Dash was voiced by Erica Mendez. Like, yeah, occasionally they get the actual voice actors for the characters that they bring in onto Death Battle, but it's such a fucking rarity that actually happens. It's a complete rarity for that to happen. Of course they couldn't get fucking, what's her name? Fuck, I had her name in my head, and now I lost it. The voice actress for Maka. Laura Bailey. Of course they couldn't get freaking Laura Bailey on this shit. Are you kidding me? She gets the voice act in freaking AAA video games. She probably has a shit ton of other things to do. Or they had Chris Sabat in 2 episodes. Yeah, and that took a shit ton of money. Probably. I doubt there's many cases where they got a character's actual VA. I'm pretty sure there's probably like a thing in like in the Death Battle Wiki for like how many times and for which Death Battles that they actually got like professional voice actors in on the show. You know Monica Rial is in hot water after Vic Vignon. I mean, yeah, obviously, but she actually does still get work occasionally, unlike Vic. That's just a fact of the matter. And believe it or not, most people are on Monica's side, it seems like. Like, yeah, there are some, vocal people on the other side of being on the side of Vic, but most people, especially normies, are on Monica's side. It is what it is. It sucks, but it is what it is. It's not surprising. Death Battle, Screw Attack, Rooster Teeth, TFS have all gotten or become big VAs on projects they've done before. Yeah, basically. Imagine them getting Christina V. Dude, that would be fucking fire. If they actually get Christina V on one of these someday, I would honestly, CBF, you would literally lose your shit. She's an IRL actress too, to my knowledge. Who is? Are you talking about Laura Bailey? Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Usually it's the abridged VAs like Goku vs. Superman or Trunks vs. Silver. I mean, not even abridged series. Which, to be honest, I like them occasionally doing that, but we don't really need it. Because, voice acting, especially internet voice acting, is hard as shit to freaking do. So it makes sense to bring in people that can actually do it. Now, I don't think the voice actress for Maka was all that great, personally. I feel like I feel like there are probably some other people that they could have gotten to better represent and replicate the feel of the character. But she did their absolute damnness. Get a like from me, Death Battle. There you go. They did their absolute damnness in this fight. Like 110%. I just don't think that they were exactly the right voice for it. Oh my god, Bone Wizard's new video. Let's freaking go, man. Okay, guys. You know what? Let's add in another segment. If anyone is still up to just stick around for a bit. Bone Wizard is one of my favorite D&D YouTubers. He makes these really good videos talking about, like, analyzing why certain mechanics just do not work in D&D. And he also does a lot of, like, homebrew shit. Like, he makes, like, some of the best videos going over why martials, D&D 5e, are just almost absolute dog water, especially the monk, and what ways need to be done in order to fix them. He does an absolute great job. You guys should subscribe to him. I've been following him since he was about, like, I don't know, 12k subs or so, maybe even less. But he quickly rose up, just because his editing is just so freaking funny. So, he has this new video called Wilder Explodes into D&D Night Rain subclass. Now, I have not played Night Rain. I've played most of the Soulsborne games. So there is that. I love his monk videos. Yeah, his monk videos are fucking fire. I feel the same way. It's why I think the best work Laura Bailey had done was with Rise from Persona 4. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Laura Bailey is Rise's OG voice actress. I'm pretty sure. Like, Laura Bailey has a very recognizable voice. If you hear her there, you can probably hear her everywhere. For better and for worse. Because sometimes they kind of play up the shrillness of the little girl voice a little too much. But it is what it is. I mean, that just goes down to into directing. Like, people don't understand that part of what makes bad dubbing or bad voice acting has to do with whether or not the director gave a shit that day. Basically. The voice director. If the voice director doesn't properly tell them, hey, you need to chill out here, or hey, you need to slow down, or maybe you should, like, pitch down in this way, then, like, of course you're gonna come out like absolute shit.
I made a subclass based on the Wilder from Elden Ring Night Rain. I wanted to bring my favorite grapple-hooking explodey boy into Dungeons
they
and
do
Dragons
grappling hook shit. Okay, cool.
He is my Night Rain main. He is the quintessential FromSoft character. He is John Elden Ring. I chose to make Wilder into a fighter subclass. Wilder is a sword-swinging son of a Sith who don't need no spells. He can pick up any weapon and thrive with it, just like a fighter can. Like, he can take a shield and beat people to smithereens with it.
Since we are talking about VAs, do you have a personal favorite voice actor? Dude, I have a bunch of favorite voice actors. I love Kirk Thornton. I love Crispin Freeman. I love Kari Walgren. I love J. Michael Tatum. That's my, alright? I love, Steve Bloom. He's one of my favorite VAs. Jason Marsden, who is the voice of Max Goof from a Goofy movie, among other things. He's one of my favorites. Brad Swale, who's the voice of Light Yagami and Lan Hikari from Mega Man Battle Network. He's one of my favorite voice actors. Absolute fucking G. Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who is the voice of Motoko Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell. She's one of my absolute favorite female voice actresses. Laura Bailey, another good one. Christina V is another good one. I have a lot of good favorites. And some of which I actually managed to meet in real life. Like, I met Kirk Thornton. Johnny on Bosch. I met Johnny on Bosch. I met J. Michael Tatum, Kirk Thornton, and Kari Walgren. I met all four of them before. 3 of which in the same convention. And technically one of them twice. Hey, Kaiser, I don't know if you saw my comment about the Team RWBY fuse with their Death Battles opponents and your thoughts on the concept. Oh, like fusing? Okay. That'd be cool. You know, that's a neat, like, fanfic idea, I guess. To my knowledge, Pyra's VA kind of talked about that in an interview once. She said that when it comes to working Xenoblade Chronicles 2, a lot of her recordings were isolated and taken out of context. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, when the director doesn't give a fuck about actually directing the actor to act out or voice something properly during a scene, you're gonna get a bunch of janky ass shit. Yeah, John Young Bosch was absolutely chill, man. One of the best days of my life. John Young Bosch also likely voiced Ichigo in this Death Battle. I think he did? I could be wrong, dude. And the live chat is very much hive-minded. You mean for the Death Battle? What did they say? Did they, were they cool with RWBY losing? Or were they not? What's the temperature on that, SMT?
It's great, I love it. But he's not just all brawn with 0 brains. No. That's Raider. You see, Wilder has some tricks up his sleeve. Tricks he shoots out and embeds into your chest. At level 3, we will give this subclass the feature Claw Shot. That's Wilder's grappling hook skill. In Night Rain, it allows you to pull enemies closer to you.
Same with Michelle Ruff. Oh, they got Michelle Ruff in one of these? Alright, that's dope.
You launch yourself toward enemies and zip around the map so much faster. It's great.
So the whole game is just running around a map from Elden Ring?
Sir, I don't run around Limveld. I drift.
I drift? Hey, yo! Okay, this makes me want to, like, actually go through order because I've played, of the Soulsborne games I played Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, and Sekiro. I need to, so the ones that I haven't played yet are Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, and Night Rain. Those are the 3 I need to get to at some point. Right now I'm playing through Silk Song and I absolutely love it. And it pisses me off at the same time. I'm gonna head out. Super Chat is missing on this video, but I sent you $5 through Patreon. Subscribe to his Patreon, everybody. Yeah, subscribe to the Patreon, guys. I don't know why the Super Chat is missing. It's really weird, but if any of you would like to donate to me, definitely go ahead and, donate to the Patreon. It would really help me out. It was under a fake name. Oh, interesting. Okay. No, she's not in Death Battle, if I recall. I'm just saying I want to see her get more roles in general. I mean, that is true. Like, when I went to see Kari Walgren, who is the voice of Haruka from Fooly Cooly, and Momo's grandma, Seiko, from Danadan, there weren't a whole lot of people in her line. And I understand absolutely. I absolutely understand why. It's because in between those roles, there weren't a whole lot of high-profile roles that she has. Like, she voices a bunch of additional voices in Rick and Morty, but there's no, like, one central character that people can point to that say, oh my god, Kari Walgren, you're fucking amazing. Otherwise, for the most part, she's been doing additional voices in other shows and not playing, like, major characters. Right? And she definitely isn't as big as she was in the early 2000s. Granted, she's old, right? She's gotten older in the years, so of course she hasn't gotten as much activity. But still, and of course, people want to hear newer voices, new people step up to the plate, you know? So it is what it is. I understand why, you know, people aren't really big on her, or she doesn't get as much attention. It also doesn't help because of the fact that there are a lot of issues with the voice acting industry, to be honest. Like, I mean, I think I talked about this on stream before, but being a professional voice actor is hard fucking work. But it's not just hard work. You would think it's work that pays, but it's work for work that pays. You have to really edge things out. Whereas in Japan, when you're a voice actor in Japan, you're an actual celebrity. Like, people take you way, way, way more seriously over there. You get the red fucking carpet. Like, if you were able to voice a character in a major shonen, you're that character for life. And you are basically set for life, dog. Like, real shit. Kari Walgren is Saber. Yeah, she's Saber from Fate. You're right. I like new VAs as much as the next die, but I still want the old VAs to get more roles. I mean, I absolutely agree. I just understand why that doesn't happen. I guess that explains why Persona 3 Reload and Final Fantasy 7 Remake got completely new casts. Yeah, basically. Like, and you know what? I'm fine with them doing that to an extent, as long as it's consensual from all parties. Because you get some weird shit sometimes when the voice actor for the original character clearly wants to get back into the role, and the people making the game, or like the directors or like the producers, are all like, nah, you can sit this one out. You know what I mean? So if you're going to do something like that, just do it across the board and be consistent about it. That's all I'm saying.
So, in our D&D version, we will have it do just that. You shoot your grappling hook at something or someone within 30 feet of you and pull them toward you. If it's a creature, they have to make a strength saving throw. On a failure, they get scorpions.
Get over here!
Hell yeah.
And if you are afraid they will pass that strength saving throw, you can launch yourself toward them. Regardless of whichever you choose, the creature takes piercing damage equal to your proficiency bonus. So
okay, that's dope. So you still get to do things even when the enemy passes the saving throw. That's one of the issues I have in a lot of features in D&D, where it's like, okay, you spend so much of your resources to do this one thing, only for the person to roll high enough on the save, and so you don't get to do shit. Like, that fucking sucks, man.
This level, it's a free 2 damage, which is nice, but it's 2 damage. That's nothing. The real reason you would use this against a creature is to keep them away from the more squishy people casting spells in the back.
Correct.
It's also helpful against flying enemies. You can claw shot a stupid moth flying in the air, pull yourself up to it, and grapple it. Then, when it's in your hand, take out your short sword and stab until you hit above with the ground. But the main reason you would use this is to move yourself along the ground 30 feet in a straight line as a bonus action. The claw shot is great for when you need to get up close and personal to an enemy that is far away, or just need to reposition yourself in a fight. It's sort of like a bonus action dash. And just like in Night Rain, our D&D claw shot is great out of combat. You can zip yourself up a tree to rescue a cat, or across a pit to traverse a dungeon, or away from an impending explosion. You can also use the claw shot to grab objects that are just out of reach. Kinda like a mage hand. It has the same amount of reach too. Sure, I would say the claw shot lacks a certain amount of delicacy, but it can pull objects bigger than 10 pounds, so in terms of strength, it has the edge. But maybe don't move any pottery with it.
No.
And the best part about this feature is there is no limit to this ability. You can claw shot as often as you want, just like Night Rain. The claw shot has a
because
cooldown
Fighter already has so little freaking resources, dude.
In-game, but it's so short it might as well not even be there, especially if you're like me and you have a relic that lets you have 2 uses of it.
Hell yeah.
Also, at level 3, you get Battle Ready. It's basically the Martial Adept feat, but better. Side note, I think all non-Tasha fighter subclasses should have some version of this feature. Battle Ready gives you 2 maneuvers. Distracting Strike, which allows you to apply more damage when
Wait, Ryan Drummond, the voice of Sonic. Isn't that the voice of Sonic that slept with Emu Emmy during that, from that, Saber Spark situation? Isn't that same chick? Also, this shit in Night Rain is freaking fire, dog. Holy shit.
You hit a creature and give someone other than you advantage on the next attack roll against that creature.
Oh,
in Night Rain,
nice.
Players dogpile enemies. All 3 players just swarm one
Yo,
guy.
so this is jumping the game, dog. Holy shit. Okay.
with attacks until it gets staggered, which gives someone the chance to get a free hit in.
Yo, you think this is Night Rain? Nah, this is Jump Rain, bitch.
Distracting Strike helps you give your friends those openings and helps them make openings in the chests of your enemies. The second maneuver they get is Goading Attack. Goading Attack lets you deal some extra damage on a hit and forces your target to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failure, they have disadvantage on attack rolls against all creatures except you. This is simultaneously the most fitting and unfitting ability I gave the Wilder. It's fitting because when I play Wilder, I want to pull the aggression of the enemy so they don't go after the squishy wizard lady.
Fair.
It's unfitting because I swear to America that enemies and bosses always ignore me and go for the squishy wizard lady. I'm literally impaling you with a sword. Why are you always going for the recluse?
I mean, maybe, I guess, because magic in the Soulsborne games are always, like, insanely OP. You also gotta take that into account. So I can understand why, in that sense, that the boss's AI probably just interprets the mage as a bigger threat, because they can deal way more potential damage on a hit. That's my guess. Who's this guy? He's funny. This is Bone Wizard. Okay? If you like his shit, subscribe to him. Check out his other stuff. He really deserves the love. He's not as big as some of the other big, like, you know, D&D YouTubers, but he's one of the best in my opinion.
You use these maneuvers, you use your superiority die. It starts as a d6 but gets bigger as you level up. You can use these maneuvers twice per short rest at level 3 and thrice at level 7. The Wilder is all about short cooldowns, so use those resources, my guy. Live fast and touch grass.
Hell yeah. Oh, this is a funny time to mention that I've also
to be on par with...
Oh, sorry. I've also played a bit of Armored Core 6. I need to finish that game, by the way, but my computer just, like, skitzes out every so often whenever I play it.
Fighter subclasses like Rune Knight. Every fighter subclass should have a deeper pool of resources to pull from. Psy Warrior and Rune Knight do. I would even give a version of this feature to the Battle Master as well. Let them be the maneuver kings, that's what I say. And Battle Master is a lot of fun. Rolling those superiority dice feels...
I mean, yeah, it's not like it's that overpowered. And here's the thing, you can give, what was it? Your, like, if you're a DM in a D&D campaign, you can just give these very same resources to the enemies that you're pitting against the other players, right? So everybody has almost the same amount of, like, cool shit that they can do. You can still make fights challenging.
Good. What would make it feel even better is if you had the right dice for the job.
Well, if you're looking for a specific set of dice curtailed to your character, Guild Dice has you covered. Guild Dice makes dice sets for all types of character classes.
Dog, his ad breaks are so insane, man. I love them. But we're gonna have to skip them because we need to make some good time here.
Level 7. At level 7...
Oh, what the fuck?
You get Onslaught Stake. The Wilder charges up the mechanism on their wrist and unleashes a flaming explosion that sends people flying and staggers them in a bunch of damage. It is unfiltered dopamine at the press of a button. Now, allegedly, the main source of the damage from this attack is a big stake he shoots out from his wrist. But considering when I use this ability, I hurt creatures not only in front of the wrist-mounted stake launcher, but I equally damage creatures to the left and right of it, below it, above it, and sometimes even behind where the stake would be. I'm gonna say the explosion is the thing doing the brunt of the damage here. Plus, that makes designing it a bit cleaner and easier. So, in our D&D version, Onslaught Stake is an action the Wilder
it could be the shockwave, you know. That's a very powerful stake, dog. Stake gang.
To force creatures in a 20-foot cube to make a dexterity saving throw. On a failure, they take 6d6 plus 5 fire damage, are pushed back 5 feet, and are knocked prone. On a success, they take half damage and are not knocked back onto their butts. Now, some of you might be saying, Bone Wizard, doesn't 6d6 plus 5 seem a bit low for level 7? Wizards can upcast Fireball to deal 9d6 fire damage at this level. What gives? Well, my friend, I didn't tell you the best part. You get this ability back quick. There are 2 things you have to know about Wilder. 1, he prefers using greatswords. They work well with his stats, he does some fancy moves with them, he can use pretty much any weapon, but greatswords are what he's best at. 2, in my experience with Wilder, your Onslaught Stake comes back so fast. I feel like I am ulting way more often than my friends are. Like, I am constantly exploding. Limveiled is not safe when Wilder...
Okay, so you got, like, ultimate attacks in each class in Elden Ring. That's fucking fire, dog. Like, I wonder if there's like there's probably like a monk equivalent, but that would be cool.
There. So to represent those two factors in our D&D Wilder, here is what I did. Your Onslaught Stake feature comes back on a short rest, and you also regain use of this ability whenever you roll damage with a greatsword against the creature, and both the numbers on the rolled damage die are the same. So you can shoot an explosion at some bats, and on your next you can attack with your greatsword. Let's say you roll 2 4s. You just got your Onslaught Stake back, and you can get back to blasting. This also works with mauls if you're feeling a bit wacky. This is a subclass where rolling Snake Eyes for damage can actually be more beneficial than high damage.
You know what? That can be true, honestly. Granted, depending on who you are, that doesn't really happen a whole lot often, but it is a nice touch. The only thing I will say probably is that, like, resources could be a little bit iffy, you know? I would just say that, oh, you can use this equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest or something like that.
Rolls. And this pairs super well with the great weapon fighting style fighters can get at level 1. Great weapon fighting allows you to reroll 1s and 2s on damage rolls with two-handed weapons, like a greatsword. So let's say for a damage roll you get a 1 and a 2. With great weapon fighting, you can reroll 1 die at a time. So let's say you reroll that 1 and it becomes a 2. You can keep both of those 2s and get your Onslaught Stake back. So you can keep blowing people up, knocking them prone, and setting up your friends to slice up your foes with what appears to be the pizza cutter from hell.
Hell yeah.
An omen? Dude, that's crazy. I heard they love pizza.
Pizza time!
Oh, and the damage for this ability scales as you level up. Obviously.
Yeah.
Level 10. At level 10, you get Sixth Sense. In the video game, it basically lets you ignore a lethal amount of damage once, and you don't get the ability back until you rest at a grace. At first, I thought the ability was weak. Turns out I was very wrong. This ability has saved me so many times.
Question. Have you seen Vox Machina? I have seen the Legend of Vox Machina show. I have never watched any of their streams before. And if so, your thoughts, and do you want anyone from the show in Death Battle? Probably if they can find some appropriate people. The problem is, the only person I would probably like to see in a Death Battle is Caliph. Because Caliph actually has some magic spells and like different shit that she can do. That you would really need to think about, like, her actually using during a fight. That makes it more interesting. The others are basically just basic ass peak human beat sticks, essentially. But yeah, Legend of Vox Machina was good. I think overall it was a really good watch. Could have done some things in season 1 that could have been much, much better. But overall, they did decent work. And it's awesome to think about, right? Like, this is a show based on a D&D campaign that was done by a bunch of voice actors who are absolute fucking nerds, and they decided just, hey, let's make our own show with blackjacks and hookers. And then they did. And Amazon picked it up. It's crazy to think about.
It's given me an extra chance to heal, survive an explosion that encompasses the entire map, and lets me f*** around and find out safely.
Yep.
Death right bird. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Sure, I'll be fine.
Whoa, okay.
I have barely any sort of reference for any of these stats, but okay. I'm gonna assume these cooked.
The in-universe explanation they give for this is he has a sixth sense in combat to avoid danger. So I guess he has spider senses? You know, given his proclivity for zipping around with string, that tracks. To replicate that in D&D, we are going to give this fighter a better version of Death Ward. When you are reduced to 0 hit points, you can instead ignore that instance of damage and move up to half your speed without provoking an attack of opportunity. This
nice! Honestly, I feel like they should give something like that to the monk. Or update evasion. Because evasion is like when something forces you to make a dexterity save. You have advantage on the saving throw, I believe. And if you succeed on the save, you don't take any damage at all or don't incur any effects from it. I feel like they should update it so that they, after you basically dodge the attack, right? Like you get to move away a certain amount of feet so you don't trigger opportunity attacks. Because it makes sense with the flavor of monk, right? Like, if you're a monk, you're just dipping and diving shit.
Not use your reaction, and because we want this guy to be our short rest king, it comes.
Oh, Caliph versus Korra? Yeah, that would probably be a good fight. But more than likely, Korra would probably win. Unless, well, I guess it sort of depends on how far you want to scale Vox Machina. But I don't really see anything that, Caliph has done that can really keep up with Korra outside of her primordial spirit state, essentially. Now that's a battle that they can probably get Laura Bailey for, yeah.
Back on a short rest. You could be at any HP and this would work. You could have 100 hit points, take 999 force damage.
I think Caliph is voiced by Laura Bailey, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Ignore that and still be at 100 hit points. I think this feature fits Wilder really well. The Wilder is a survivor, a struggler. He is a young man long in pursuit of the Night Lord. This swordsman has defied death at every turn. He swore to avenge the night in the name of his massacred tribe. Also, he's trying to save a woman bound to a terrible fate and has a cannon on his arm. Basically,
I mean, look. Look, man. Two goats can live under the same sky, alright? That's all I gotta say.
he's just Guts from Berserk. And that's how you know he's John Elden Ring. It's not a FromSoft game unless you copy Berserk a few times. Anyway, this ability keeps you alive and keeps you in the fight longer. An unintended side effect of this ability is you can ignore lethal fall damage. While being unscathed by massive plummets from the sky was an unintentional side effect of this ability, that still is very in line with Night Rain. So,
oh, shit.
Neato. With Sixth Sense, you can throw yourself off a mountain and be unharmed. But weirdly, you would want to take more damage from the fall instead.
Do you have a personal matchup you would want to see in a death battle? I would like to see Tifa fight again. Like, I would like to see her have a matchup with somebody again. I don't know who else you would have her fight. I heard some people say that her versus Yoruichi from Bleach would be interesting. I wouldn't be against that. I just feel like there probably needs to be a bit more similarities between the characters to make that work. But Tifa, especially with the remake scaling, depending on how you scale Final Fantasy, she probably wipes the floor with Yoruichi. Gonna be honest. But she more than likely has way less versatility than Yoruichi does. And definitely far less experience. Tifa versus Makoto. Are you talking about... Oh, Makoto from Persona. Yeah, that'd be pretty dope. Makoto would probably win. Marisha Ray is her. Loyal Bailey is Vexali. Yes, you're right. Do you have a person? Let me think. What's another death battle I've been thinking about? I would love for Motoko Kusanagi to have a death battle. Granted, it would probably have a very similar energy to Snake versus Sam, what's his name? But just a whole lot of hacking bullshit. But it would be cool to actually just see her in action. And just with some really good CQC animation, you know? What's another good death battle? I'm not sure, man. I want to see Asta fight somebody again. Also, Yuji. Have Yuji fight somebody from JJK. That would be good.
Of less, because if you have 100 hit points and take 100 bludgeoning damage, you can ignore the bone-shattering impact and lose no health. But if you took 99 damage, you couldn't prevent that and would be reduced to 1 HP. So the safer option is to try and land on your head, I guess? You know what? maybe just don't throw yourself off of a mountain. You have a grappling hook, just rappel down.
Yeah,
and hey,
basically.
if you're enjoying the video so far, consider liking and subscribing.
Yeah, do it.
Respond to those. And if
Do
you want
it,
to go even
cowards.
further beyond and supporting me, consider checking out the Patreon. We have a bunch of cool rewards where patrons actually help.
Asta versus Yuji, don't do him like that. That's a fucking stomp. Don't do Yuji like that. Come on. That's a freaking stomp. Yuji has 0 chance against Asta. What do you mean?
Me balance stuff that's going to be in these videos. They help me shape what the subclass is going to be like when we buffed Purple Dragon Knight. So if you do any of the
Denji versus Yuji. Denji probably wins, but Yuji definitely has a better chance against them in comparison to him fighting Asta. 100%. Yuji versus Yang. Yuji would mop the freaking floor with Yang, dude. It's not even a contest. Like, let's assume, like, the only thing that you can probably say, there's probably some kind of light speed scaling for JJK in comparison to RWBY. There probably is. I would not be surprised. But Yuji is a objectively smarter fighter than Yang has ever been. Just from the skill gap alone between these two characters and the shit that he is able to do on the fly puts everything that any RWBY character does out the water. I know that for a fucking fact. Not only that, I'm pretty sure he has enough power to actually bring Yang down. Number 3, his regeneration is fucking cracked. There's nothing that Yang can do about that other than just try to tax him out, which is not going to happen. Number 3, Yuji has precognition. She can sense her energy, and just be able to dodge her attacks relatively easily. And then there's his blood shit. Actually, I think there was a video somebody made about Yuji versus Yang. But it sort of just really depends on how you scale the attack potency of JJK characters in comparison to RWBY. If Yang is able to tank enough of Yuji's attacks, then Yang can probably get one good shot in and win. If Yuji puts out way more with black flashes, then yeah, that's just not gonna happen.
those things, thank you. It just helps me pay rent and lets me keep making videos, so thank you. Level 15. At level 15, you get Fiery Follow-Up. When you use your Claw Shot and immediately make a melee weapon attack right after you use it, your weapon ignites with flame for 1 minute.
Nice.
While ignited, the weapon deals 1d6 extra fire damage and sheds light. In the game, it only works for greatswords, and while we are pushing our subclass to use greatswords, and also mauls, I guess, you can use this with any weapon. 1d6 might seem low, however, there is no limit to how often you can use this ability, just like in the video game.
True.
And unlike other fighter subclasses, it's not just the first attack you make like with Rune Knight, it's for all of your attacks. That's
Nice.
3 attacks at this level, baby. Now, normally, I am against just a flat damage upgrade from subclasses, and that's what this is. It's just a damage increase, but that's all it really is in game, too. There's no fancy effect that comes along with it, no knockdown, no lingering burning effect, no portal opening that summons the all-powerful Helen to smite your foes. Just a damage increase. The thing is, it is so iconic to Wilder that we can't not include it, and my main goal is to capture the feeling I get when I play Wilder, so I am making an exception to my usual rule. On the plus side, Fire Sword will never not be rad.
That is true.
What's also cool about this ability is if you do have Great Weapon Master, Fiery Follow-Up allows you to re-roll those 1s and 2s on your fire damage deck.
Oh yeah, and especially if you have the Flame Tongue weapon. The damage for that would be fucking insane, yeah.
Now here is the important question. Should that D6 of
Samurai Jack versus Kenshin Himura? That would honestly work. I honestly don't know who would win that death battle. Possibly Kenshin, but I can see how you would make the argument that Jack would win. That's honestly hard to do. I'm not sure, honestly. The thing is, Yuji isn't gonna let Yang breathe. That's also true. In terms of overall stamina, Yuji is objectively better. But yeah, Kenshin versus Samurai Jack. That would be a dope as hell battle. I honestly don't know who would win. I have rewatched like Kenshin a couple like a year or two ago. So I know all of the things that he is capable of. I'm not sure if Jack is able to keep up with him, but I would not be surprised if he could.
Fire damage be counted for the purposes of making a pair to regain use of Onslaught Stake. I could be convinced either way, honestly, so I'll say this. If you think this feature is strong enough as is, don't let that d6 of fire damage count for the purposes of getting back Onslaught Stake. If you think this feature is too weak for this level, let it count toward making pairs. Simple. Just respect your DM's rulings, whatever it is. The table can always reverse a ruling if you try it out for a bit and you guys change your mind. So don't sweat it. Level 18. You might be wondering, what's left to add from Wilder? We basically included everything in his kit, so what else could be added? Spreading fire on the ground with your ult? An obsession with slaying the Night Lords? Drifting through Limbo so hard you leave every boss a bloody smear upon the earth? Ryan, look out! No, we have yet to mention the Wilder's most powerful ability. It's part of Onslaught Stake, but it's not the explosion. It's the fact that he is invincible while he is in that animation.
True.
Yeah, nothing harms him during this. Nothing. So if a boss is about to hit you with a nuke, which in Night Rain is more than I would like, it's not a bad idea to scoot right underneath his pair of warheads. And blast him in the dick! So to replicate sweet iframes at level 18.
Hey, listen, bro. If Dragon Ball has taught us anything, is that nut shots are super fucking effective.
They get the ability Struggler. Your ability to sense danger and avoid it has become on par with a demigod. When you use your Onslaught Stake, you gain temporary hit points equal to double your fighter level. These temporary hit points last until the end of your next turn. Additionally, you gain one more use of your Sixth Sense feature. I envision this ability as him tanking or dodging all the attacks coming at him as he rushes in with explosive ordnance, which sounds very...
Oh yeah, it's the anime thing where it's like, all right, I got one final attack. And then, like, you know, the OP of the series plays in the background as he runs across, like, a shit ton of beams and lasers and shit. Until he finally gets to the enemy and hits them with it. You know, that type of shit. That's basically what this is.
Berserk, and also very Spider-Man. So at the very least, we're on brand. This ability is great if you get the feeling the dragon is about to unleash its breath weapon. You rush up to him, explode, and then you're more prepared to survive the oncoming acid deluge and just tank through it. If you want to flavor it to be really accurate to the game, you could just phase through all the attacks, and explosions. Seriously though, why does every Night Lord explode? Are they all stockpiling enriched uranium? What is going on? And let's be honest, if you have Onslaught Stake at the ready, you are going to run toward a crowd of enemies and blast them. With Struggler, if any survivors try and mess with you, you can dodge.
Yeah, it's this shit. Literally, this is what this is. The freaking UI shit.
Acts like you have Ultra Instinct or you're SpongeBob and Flats is punching you. And if you're wondering why I named it Struggler, if you know, you know. And that's
we fucking know, chat. I think we know. I think all of us have seen Berserk, right?
I love Wilder in Night Rain, dude. He is great. Clearly the best character.
So, are you gonna make videos turning the other Nightfarers into subclasses?
Well, you know, I don't think people want to see that, so, you know...
Are you saying that because you actually believe it? Or because if you make those videos, you're going to have to play a character other than Wilder?
Oh, okay, let's not give the audience any ideas here, you know...
Leave a comment down below, folks, on what Nightfarer you want to see next and what class they should be.
What are you doing? No, that's... no,
I play with Bone Wizard, and he only plays Wilder in Night Rain.
Oh my god.
Only Wilder.
Yo, you're getting called out, dog. He's getting caught in 4K, chat.
Please, force him to try other characters.
No, Recluse, stop.
Oh my god.
Recluse,
I didn't even mention the main reason he doesn't want to adapt the other characters.
No, don't do it.
Can you imagine how hard it's going to be to translate Recluse's mechanics into D&D?
Thank you to Misty Steps for voicing the Recluse. Please go subscribe to her channel. She is awesome. Shoutouts to...
Alrighty. Well, that was a really good video from Bone Wizard, though. Awesome stuff as usual. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed these 2-pack of videos. I didn't mean for it to be a double feature. The main thing was the whole Maka versus RWBY shit, and you know, we got there. We got there. And other people are reacting to the death battle already. So if you like this stream, I'm planning on streaming again next Sunday. Don't quote me on that. But if y'all have any suggestions as to what else you might want to see, go to the comment section. Leave your thoughts. And also donate to Patreon if you can, spare it at all. But yeah, with that being said, I am fucking out of here. And I'll see you next time on the next episode, whenever that will be, of Kaiser versus the world. I'll see y'all around.